Ladies and gentlemen, we are live, the RGN New Year's Open, and we are in pissed around here. Win out versus Adaptation. We are in the round of 16, and one thing to note, Adaptation now LunatiK, and we are going to start things off with a beautiful shot by Dust2, actually, as Adaptation tries to get aggressive out of long, but we do see a push up mid very, very quickly, and things are quickly going back and forth here. Already a 3v3 as Disciple gets caught out of position in lower tunnels, now storming through middle. We can see Illuminator will be the player taking mid to B, the rest of them going through tunnels. He's going to go down now. Plank's the last one alive inside, or rather, one of the CTs alive, only player in this site, and they're going to take him down. Now it's all up to Jason R as he hit some beautiful shots out long at the beginning of this round. Now has the weight of this round on his shoulders. One player in Drossel at Big Box, one underneath the window, handled down to 30 HP. They're both peeking at the same time. Can Jason land the shot to win the round? So far, he's not able to, and he's running out of time here. He doesn't have a kit in his possession, and he's just going to be pre-firing all these corners. He's trying to take down Handled, but Drossel will be able to finish the round. And sorry I didn't get to introduce us, but that started so quickly. I am Sprawl. By my side is Bach. How's it going, buddy?
It's going pretty good. That was a chaotic pistol round there. Jason R with the double kill on long, really showing how he's going to be a strong player in this match. And it kind of went back and forth a little bit there. Came down to Jason R, the man who started the round out strong. Unfortunately, in a 2v1 post-plant situation without a defuse kit, he didn't have a whole lot he could do, but he does have a deal here on long, and he's going to take Bluminator down to 66. Takes a shot from that Galil, but still has 87 HP. No armor. Looks like a slight eco here. Not a slight eco, a full eco, I should say. Disciple's able to get one, though, and pick up the Bison. Unfortunately, that's the worst possible gun he could have picked up. And here we see Handled, Invert, and Drossel taking down Jacobson, Jason R, and Disciple. It's two left, Steno and Planks. Steno dropped by Handled, Bluminator taking down Planks, and that is the eco round win for Adaptation. Now, you saw, I should say, LunatiK. They did get a decent bit of damage across the board there, but they weren't able to take out more than one player. So not exactly a great eco round from Winout.
Yeah, exactly. It started off all right, and then they got that pick as we did see Adaptation try to move into B at least a little bit there. But it didn't work out fully in their favor, as obviously only getting that one frag. This is going to be a B-side play and actually a complete A stack from the CTs. They have a couple players in mid, actually stacking in mid, the NOA stack as it's referred to. And we're going to see Jason get a shot early on Mason. Invert will be able to fire back here and even things up. The bomb has been planted. We do see Handled in a very interesting location. He's going to be working mid as they try and come through Cat. That's Jacobson there, but they're going to get one pick, are the CTs, as they try and enter in this site. Now Planks has his work cut out for him, but he will go down, and Adaptation up to a 3-0 lead early on in this half.
I almost think that the Galil is like a better gun than the AK when it comes to the anti-ecos, just because of that extra amount of bullets. But not only that, it's like the spray pattern is so erratic. I've actually heard multiple players say, I don't know how to control the recoil on the Galil. I just pull down. But because of that, you can just kind of hit such a large area with all those bullets. But we are going to see the first buy round right here in a double op setup on LunatiK, Bluminator and Invert. Bluminator, the former op of the team. I heard he is now the IGL for LunatiK. And they've passed the op roll onto Invert. But being as this is Dust2, obviously the double op setup does work. We've seen the quad op before, 2-on-2, and I think even as many as 5 at one point. But right now it's kind of a slow round, no kills for either squad, not even any damage done to any player on the board, except for Planks, who's down to 99, which I don't really count as damage dealt.
Yeah, exactly. Not significant damage there, and we do see mid control for Adaptation. Again, like you said, working that double op play, and it works as long as you play aggressive with it. Invert, Bluminator, both great oppers in their own respect, so definitely this is a setup that works for their lineup. Maybe not for other lineups, but definitely with them, they can hit their shots and be aggressive with these weapons. It is going to be a mid-to-B play as they split to the site. You see the bomb taking through upper. Mason will be able to get the first one on Steno as they do move into site. Disciple gets one, but Mason will be able to refire back onto him, as now we have Jason R and Jacobson, last two on the field. And not the best position, as this is the first gun round, and they're forced to retake B with 4 Ts still alive.
Do you know if they had nades at the beginning of the round, or is this all they bought? I'm not sure. Wow,
I think
Jason R and Jacobson though dropping Drossel and Nose, making it a 2 versus 2 here. Bluminator and Handled. We'll talk more about that after this round ends here. Handled's able to take the head off of Jason R. Jacobson responds with a kill onto Handled. It's now a 1 versus 1. Bluminator with the AWP in tunnels. He's not going to peek. Oh, he finally decides to come around that corner, realizing it's not a fake. Is he going to be able to hold onto this AWP, or is the bomb going to take him out? And it does. That's a huge loss. But they have plenty of money on the side of LunatiK to rebuy that AWP. But yeah, I was wondering if those players had to sort of just buy M4 armor. I didn't really see at the beginning of the round.
It was a couple nades here or there, but it was definitely a minimal buy. Again, with my Canadian internet, I can see the stream on huge delay, so I was able to catch it when they had about 3 or 4 still alive. They had some nades, so they did utilize some smoke grenades. Not a heck of a lot towards that B site, though, so not exactly the utility that you wanted going into that round, but we are going to see Mason taking down Jacobson very early on here. Disciple, though, and that's going to be Planks. They're taking down one player in Upper Dark. But the play is going to be heading towards A. We do see we have Jason R. and Steno playing the A site, one out long. Jason R., if he gets this pick, that would be very important, but Drossel's not going to let it happen. Steno hitting his shots right now, takes down Mason. This actually might be enough to force the T's back, as it does look like they're smoked out right now. Invert and Bluminator, both with AWPs. So if they don't hit their shot right away, and that's going to be Steno getting the headshot. Finally, though, Drossel puts him down, gets Disciple as well. Planks in a 1v2, 22 HP, P250, no armor. It's looking a little bit bleak, but if he can get any more kills in this round, it would just be icing on the cake at this point.
Ideally, he wants to get 1, because they have 2 AWPs on the board right now, if I'm not mistaken. So if he can get 1 kill here, they can only save 1 AWP. And he is going to get a nice headshot on Drossel. Bluminator taking him out there. But still, that is a really good eco there from Winout, just showing their strength. A lot of people don't realize that, you know, Winout, maybe these players in CSGO haven't been quite as effective, but a lot of these guys are source gods. Steno and Disciple were both very good. I'm not so sure about Jason R. He's like the one player on the team I don't really know a whole lot about. Jacobson can be like crazy.
Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of technical difficulties there as we are back here. At least I am. I think Bog's getting into the channel. We had a little bit of mumble difficulties there. Our server having some issues, but regardless, we are here in a 1v2 as we do see Handled 1 HP. But if he can get this pick on to Disciple, as we can see, he's going to be working from the Hummer, but no, that's going to be Disciple hitting a very nice shot onto Handled, and that is now 2 rounds on the board for Winout. I was busy speaking to myself about how It was very important that Winnow got that first round there. Now they're putting Adaptation, or again, LunatiK, on the back foot a little bit. They still have enough to buy here. We do see we have an AWP on the board for Bluminator. We got 2 Galils on the field, 2 AK-47, so they are able to do so. Not a heck of a lot of nades, and they really do need to win this round. If they don't, again, they are going to get that loss bonus, but I imagine it's not going to be enough to get a full buy-in. It'll probably be an eco in another round for Winnow, but we're going to find out here shortly, as we do see a number of terrorists in lower tunnels now moving out to mid, and I do believe my fellow co-caster Buck has joined the channel. What's going on, buddy?
I don't know what happened. I thought
were
we
you
were
like
casting.
me? Like,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, LunatiK. I was like, Scrawl disconnected. I guess I'm solo casting right now until he gets back. And then
exactly.
I saw J-Rod drop out, and the silence is deafening.
Oh, man. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I'm like, oh, I'll just take over as Bach just disconnected. And yeah, speaking to myself. But I don't know. What can you do? Sometimes I talk to myself a lot, so it's not a big deal. As we do see, it is going to be LunatiK trying to take this B site. It's actually a mid to B. They have the bomb in upper tunnels. Now Drossel heading in to the site here as only Disciple alive. And he did spot out Drossel. Will peek out. Doesn't get the frag, though. And now 2 players inside of the site. Steno, though, going to be able to drop Drossel. Now Bluminator in a 1v3. 40 seconds left on the clock. Misses the shot on the guy coming out window. And that was an important frag, as now might be overwhelmed. And that's exactly going to be the case, as Jason R will be able to take him down. And another round on the board for Winnow.
And not only that, getting a second op. So they're going to have a dual op set up here. And they're going to be facing off against an eco from Adaptation. I almost think they should have thrown the op away, knowing that the money on Adaptation doesn't look all that great. They'd be facing the eco with rifles versus an op. An op obviously way more destructive. If you don't have armor, you can kind of hold angles and get more kills, really damage the economy for win out. So I don't know, I think it was kind of maybe a little bit foolish, but at the same time it makes sense. It's an expensive gun. We are going to see Jason R, though, starting things out with a kill onto Handled. Jacobson with the off headshot onto Bluminator. Steno taking down Drossel. There's a man around blue box. That is Mason. Mason gets the kill into Jason R and Steno as well. Jacobson, though, cleaning up, taking down Invert and Mason. That is a 3K for him with the AWP, so I can quickly shut my mouth about an op versus an eco round.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. The one thing, though, is obviously only getting $100 for kill. Definitely not the best there, but what can you do, right? You're going to take that round win regardless, and we do see 4-5 as a scoreline now. And we are in round number 10 here. Winnow coming back. They put 4 in a row on the board now. And a full AK by 4 Team LunatiK, as we do see actually some aggression out mid here. Jacobson pushed out. He's going to get dropped by Invert, though. Quickly firing back. That's Disciple from Catwalk using the AWP. He's going to be falling back, as we do see Jason R tried to get aggressive out along. We do see a lot of pushing, a lot of mixed aggression from the CT side, but in this round specifically, not working out in their favor.
I'm going to be honest, watching both these teams play right now, they're playing more of a pug style on Dust2. They're kind of playing some strange peaks, aggression, going for frags like we do see here. Handled taking that peek in mid, probably really didn't need to. Does get the shot as Disciple whiffs on the op kill, but it's a duel that you really question, and the way that these players are playing, the aggressive pushes, it just seems very strange. But we are going to see the mid to B take here from Adaptation, aka LunatiK. Planks is going to drop one. That's Bluminator down. It's Mason and Handled versus Planks and Jason R. Jason R right outside the door. Going to get in a duel here with Handled. Not come out the victor. Mason is dropped, though, by Planks. It's now a 1 versus 1 here. Planks is going to toss a molly into the window. Handled sitting by the door with 67 HP. And he's... Oh! The smoke or flash peek. I thought for sure that Planks had that.
Yeah, that awkward moment. If he had his gun out, he probably did, to be honest. Peeker's advantage there, come around the corner and get that frag, but... I think the big play there was, well, the big maybe blunder was Jason R not getting that frag on the player coming out of double doors to box. I think he probably should have got that one, but what can you do, right? We do see Team LunatiK here. They're going to get their first one in 4 rounds, so good on them to kind of break the economy now of win out. They are able to get almost 4 rifles across the board. Jacobson is going to drop Handled early on, as we do see the T's trying to work outside of long. And Jacobson is on 15 HP, tried to spam through with his USP. A little bit of confidence there, as we do see a nade taking down Invert. Steno gets dropped as well, and not the position that Team LunatiK wants in this specific situation. But Mason will be able to fire back. He actually pushed out, like you said, a little bit of an odd play. Pushed out mid all by himself. And now Bluminator will be able to smoke mid to B. Actually, both of them, again, weird play to both smoke mid to B like that. We are going to see Bluminator get a frag down to 11 HP, and Jacobson finally dropping him. and that's going to be the round here for Winnow. But I completely agree with you in the respect that just some odd plays coming from both teams.
Yeah, and you were talking about it coming into that round, how that win from Adaptation sort of hurt the economy of Winout. But on the contrary, Adaptation now, aka LunatiK, their economy is broken because they had that one round win coming in after 5 consecutive losses. So now they're sitting on an eco round, Tech 9s and P250s, Glocks as well. So just a full out pistol rush here. And they're just running up Cat, and there is not a single CT on it. They are going to fall back from long, but they might get here just a little too late. Jacobson's going to get caught out with that AWP, taken down to 70 already, and they're going to go for that cat box plant. Compliments of the more recent patch that added that bomb site location. Handled's going to take down one. That's Steno, so not a bad eco round here from Team LunatiK as they do get the bomb down. Plenty of time left on the clock, though, for the CTs to push in and get this defuse. Disciple's going to drop Draw Soul and Handled. Plank's getting taken out by Bluminator, though. It's now a 3 versus 3 post-plant positioning for LunatiK. Not exactly the greatest. Everyone's stuck on Cap behind the smoke, and we're probably going to see the defuse here. They're just going to stick it, try and distract those players as long as possible. Did Invert just take out the diffuser, though?
He did, and he's still alive. And he got a knife kill. Are you kidding me right now?
Oh my gosh, they win the round.
They win the round. Oh my god, what are we watching? I don't even think they had armor on that. That was literally just let's buy pistols, rush Cat, and see what we can do. And that post-plant position, perfect for the catwalk. They got smoked out, but that couldn't have gone better for Team LunatiK here. What a round to put on the board, and that's going to be some confidence in the backs of LunatiK as Winout. They must have just taken that so casually, like, oh yeah, we're just going to be able to retake the site, not a problem. And slowly but surely, things got more and more dangerous, and Team LunatiK, no big deal getting that eco round.
Yeah, now they're putting Winout on that eco. You're going to see Drawsoul take out Jason R. Disciple dropped as well. Plank's pushing in Upper Dark, takes down one, but gets traded out immediately by Invert. It's already a 4 versus 2. Drawsoul, though, at 2 HP. He could be an easy kill here for Jacobson if he doesn't peek long, and he's going to hear him coming around the corner. Should be able to clean up this kill. He does. Steno gets one more, though. That's Mason down, so a 2-kill eco round for Winout, but Adaptation already at 8 rounds. And I keep saying Adaptation because that's what they're listed as in HLTV. They are Team LunatiK now. So in our match, we didn't want to change the name because we thought it might be confusing. Adaptation has merged with LunatiK. LunatiK has moved to Denial, and Denial has moved to question mark. No one really knows where they're going just yet. There's speculation. Maybe some people with insider information know what's going to happen. But right now, we're all left with bated breath because there's 2 teams in North America without a sponsor. And there's already been a lot of speculation and teasing from some of the big sponsors maybe coming on board. So a lot to be excited about for the next year of North American Counter-Strike.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that's an understatement. There's so much exciting stuff going on right now. It's going to be fantastic to watch all the action as it unfolds. But in round number 14 here, like you were saying, 8 rounds for Adaptation on this T side. And again, slightly T-sided. This was a map pick for LunatiK. So they were starting on the T side, and that was by choice of Winout. Winout wanted to take the CT side, so having 5 rounds here, they were probably hoping for a better half. That being said, they could close it out with 7. We do see a 3v4 situation here, 45 seconds left on the clock, and that's going to be Planks taking down Handled. Will retrieve an AK-47 for his efforts. Now Bluminator trying to get that shot through the double doors. Disciple close on the other side. Same with Jason R. as he's peeking from CT. But inevitably, they are heading up to Catwalk. And Steno, only player alive over here. And Bluminator's going to hit a very nice shot as they peek out. Drawsoul with one as well. Down to 1 HP. If he can drop Disciple, could be a 1v1. But that's not going to be the case as Disciple will get the better of that duel. And now Winout on 6 rounds. Can they close it out with that 7th?
The previous meta for Dust2 was that it was T-sided. Probably like 9-6, like what we could very well see here. I think that since they changed the doors to that steel alternative that doesn't necessarily penetrate properly, I think that this is more of a balanced map than it used to be. More of an 8-7 map, whereas before, so it's, you know, it's 1 round. People are like, big deal. I'm just saying that the balance has changed. It's not really T-sided anymore. If anything, it might be CT-sided because of the change to the doors. Makes it that much easier to cross mid. But here we go into round number 15. Jacobson with the AWP kill on the Bluminator. Jason R taking down Invert with that FAMAS. A response from Drawsoul, as he's the only man with a rifle right now alive on LunatiK. Mason with the Tech 9, though, doing some damage, taking down Steno. Jacobson responds, taking him down, and Drossel trading him out. So the trade's going back and forth here. It's now a 2 versus 2, but both of these players on LunatiK have ops. It's not exactly an ideal situation here. And Disciple being sneaky beaky, he's just creeping up here, gives his position away, but it doesn't even matter. The double kill for Disciple, taking down Drossel and handled in round number 15, and that's going to make it 8-7 in favor of LunatiK here in the first half of this map.
Yeah, that's going to be the 7th for them, like you said, and they're not going to feel too bad as they were able to choose the side there. Again, LunatiK, they picked this map. The second map is going to be Inferno, so that was Winout's pick, so we'll see how that does go for our second map, and then the third one will be Mirage. That was randomly picked, so we'll knife for sides if that does become the scenario, if it's a 1-1 situation, but here we are about to start the second half of this first map. Again, we are in the RGN New Year's Open. And so much intense action so far. Myself, Sprawl, and Bach bringing you the action here, and I couldn't be happier about it. It's been a hell of a time, and we are nowhere near done at this point. So, guys, we are about to go live into the second pistol round. Again, I could say it, but you guys already know it. This pistol round so important to just get that momentum moving in the second half.
Yeah, Winout obviously. They didn't really start out too strong. They lost 5 quick to Adaptation. Came back, made it 8-7. They got to be happy with that. Now they're moving to the T side, which used to be the favorite side on this map. We'll see what they have in store. Adaptation, a.k.a. LunatiK, obviously feeling very good about their first half. Getting 8 rounds on the T side. Coming into CT side, hoping to take this pistol and then just create that momentum and just go right into the second map, hopefully winning out 16-10 at this point is my prediction. I think Adaptation is going to take this map. I keep saying Adaptation. I got to stop saying it. I got to say LunatiK. LunatiK is going to take this map 16-10. I think Winout's going to get a couple rounds, but I think Adaptation is going to be prepared.
Ooh, and we're going to see Mason getting 2-3 headshots.
Oh my God.
Can he get even more? He's got a quad so far.
And he hasn't even gotten hit.
Oh my goodness, and now we do see the last player live is Disciple. Mason's going to come hunting for him, goes down, won't get the ace, but Drossel right on his backside will be able to get that done. We're going to see a beautiful replay of the USP magic as the LunatiK player, Mason, showing his worth on those pistol rounds. They're up 9-7 now, and that was a very important round to gain the momentum in this second half. It really was a little bit up in the air with the scoreline that we finished with, but definitely now with that pistol round victory, momentum's in LunatiK's favor. But not with a shot like that. Disciple puts Bluminator down.
Oh,
right after
nuts.
we talk about how easy it is now to cross over, Jason R get the 1 dig as well on the handle. What are we watching right now? Winout trying to make this happen in the second round of the second half. They do not want to go down without a fight, and we're going to see them try across long here as 2-3 of the players. We got a Bison in CT spawn, and Jason's going to take down Mason as well. Only 2 CT players left, and this is not the way LunatiK wanted the second round to go.
Yeah, based on what I know about Winout, they were probably pretty happy with the fact that they're playing Dust2. They're not necessarily known for their strong team play. They're kind of a team of aimers. We are going to see, though, it's down to a 3 versus 1 here. Drossel getting that one man towards CT spawn. That was Steno. He's going to get an M4 for his trouble, but he's got 29 HP, and he's running out of time. Pushed by the Tech 9 of Jacobson from behind, so... but yeah,
oh, man.
Winout probably pretty happy with the fact that they're playing Dust2 right now. LunatiK, obviously, they felt strong about their map selection, so it's not necessarily to say that they're going to lose this, but if there was going to be a map that a team like Winout was going to take, I'd say it's going to be Dust2. Because even though they might be better on other maps, they can out-aim their opponents on a map like this.
Right, no, definitely a good point there. As we're going to see if LunatiK can come back. They're actually going just no buy at all. This is a full save as we see USPs across the board. 3 of the players trying to push, get aggressive long, but Jason are trying to prevent this from happening as he does take a shot for his Zephyr. We'll be able to drop Mason here. Handled close left on the other side of the door. Bluminator trying to bait out a T player into the doors here as Handled will be able to get one with his USP. Tries to peek out again on Jason. Dropped to 50 HP here as they're just going to be dueling back and forth. Down to 6 HP now is Jason. And a 4v4 situation. Handled gathering a FAMAS for his effort. And not a lot of map control necessarily for Winout. Now they do have mid control here. Invert is going to be on the other side of the doors. And he's anything, well, yeah.
Oh,
That was
my
what I was just gonna
God.
say is how much of a god Invert is with a USP. I was gonna say his sniper rifling skills really do translate over to pistols. So him and his USP, we're gonna see the terrorist coming out of mid to B and drop very low. Jason R is actually the first one out as Invert. If he can hit one bullet on that player, he's gonna be down for the count. And Jacobson rather comes in. He's dropped very low as well. Now Jason R, last one alive in a 1v1,
Oh my
handled
God.
on 4 HP. Jason R on 6. Are you kidding me right now? The bomb has been planted, handled, slowly working up towards double doors. Jason actually is going to be popping up through window, drops down to the side, gets the frag, and that's going to be win out, winning the round. But oh my goodness, was that a close round for LunatiK, especially with the fact that they didn't buy anything.
Yeah, that was that push on long paid out in spades. They were able to take Jason R down to 6 HP. Oddly enough, he was the one man that survived the entire round. But Handled got that FAMAS, tossed it to Bluminator because he was very lit. Bluminator got a kill in mid, and Invert obviously with the USP doing some serious damage in that round, but they did end up dropping it. Still a very strong eco round there from Adaptation. Drossel is going to get dropped early by the op shot in mid, and Handled again playing very far up on long. They're stuck on another eco round because of the fact that they lost the rifle. The first buy after an eco, if you lose that round, it destroys your team economy. But Handled, I'm going to try and get on him as he's in really strong position with this 5-7 full armor as well. And he could be able to get a couple kills here. He gets the first one and gets dropped quickly by Jason R. Was almost in position to get the double. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the shots happen. Jason R shutting it down. Disciple with a 2K, Invert and Bluminator down. Mason gets planks, but Jason R, again, another big round from him. A 2K from him, a 2K from Disciple. And Jason R and Disciple really doing work here on Dust2.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They've been those key clutchers when they need them. And we are in round number 20 here. 10-9 is the score line. This is going to be the first rifle round, and we actually see a double op setup once again. One of the maps being Dust2 that does facilitate this kind of play. As we do see Bluminator, he's going to be working long A's. Invert's going to be that mid player. And we'll see if Winnow can handle the AWPs of LunatiK as we actually see some shots fired. That's dropping Invert's like, how are you even hitting me right now? 29 HP left on him as working that spot up right near Palm Tree there. That was a beautiful way to spray through the smoke, and again, dropping him down very low. Invert, though, hits the headshot onto Steno as he tries to pre-fire from Xbox. Jacobson fires back from Catwalk as Invert tries to get a little bit more aggressive, peeks that same angle, and will go down.
Yeah, something I want to point out is that Jason R, so far in the second half, from what I can see on the graph, he's had a multi-kill in every single round. He had, I think, a 2K there in round... Actually, yeah, he had a 2K, then a 4K, then a 2K. I don't know if he got any kills, but since then... He hasn't gotten any this round, I don't believe. No, he has not.
No, Invert went down to Jacobson and that AWP. And other than that, though... haven't seen a heck of a lot else. So 35 seconds left on the clock, and it does look like the bomb is heading over to lower tunnels. Mason will be able to give that information to the rest of his team as he is very close in double doors. And if he peeks out ahead of time, he can stop the push, and that's Planks and Jason R going down. Now heading into the B site. Drossel, the only man alive inside of B, but he's got quick reinforcement as he's going to get the first frag. We do see Disciple getting one, but Drossel drops him shortly after. So Team LunatiK here, they're coming back and making it a tie game. So already we have a hell of a match on our hands, folks.
What a play from Drossel there, kind of playing that game of merry-go-round or ring around the rosy, whatever you want to call it, around that Xbox in the B bomb site. He heard them pushing in, and he slowly crept up so he could cut the angle on the man pushing on the platform, catches the op off guard, takes him down the other player in sight, getting shot from two positions, window and that man in front of the box, which was Drossel. So a nice play from him really helped shut things down, but Mason also with one, taking that double kill in mid. And it's going to be another eco here for win out. And Steno already down to 13 HP, dropped by Bluminator. Jason R with the Deeg though. So Juan does make an appearance, and he's going to take down Mason. Invert and Bluminator with those ops just shutting it down. Invert with the 2K, Bluminator with the 2K as well. Handled, getting the other man on the map. Jason R though, you're nuts, bud.
Yeah, no doubt. He is definitely one to watch with that Deagle in hand. LunatiK now up a single round. So again, this was their map pick. I don't know if they thought it would be this close. Like, I think, obviously, they predict that they're going to win their map pick. I don't think any team's going to go into their map pick thinking that they lose. But I think they wanted to take it a little bit more one-sidedly to this. Winout's putting up a lot of resistance here, as we do see Mason going into lower dark. He gets one frag, but gets traded upon, and that's not what you want as a CT player. If they can work that trade, that definitely favors the T's here, as it's a 4-on-4 situation now. The bomb is still sitting right outside of long A. And we do see actually handled. He's waiting on the other side of the smoke on long A here. Jacobson now dropped down actually very low. Took a leg shot. Disciple gets a frag onto Drossel. And now this is a 3v4 looking pretty darn good for Winout at this point.
And we talked about it in the first half, the fact that these teams were sort of playing like a pug style. And Bluminator finding the shot through the smoke in mid. Jacobson giving his position away. But look at Planks here sitting around the corner waiting for Bluminator to push out. Meanwhile, Invert's going to take down Jason R. Planks getting cute, pushing through the smoke. Takes down Bluminator, but Invert just shutting it down. Another kill for him on the back at B-Plat. That's Disciple down. It's now a 1 versus 2. Planks versus Handled and Invert. And he does have full HP and an AK, but he's only got body armor, so we'll see what he can do here. He knows there's a man on the back of B-Plat. That's Invert, and Invert just decides to peek him. He's very confident in his upping ability, and he does show why, taking off Plank's head, winning the round for LunatiK there with the 3K. But what I was going to say was, when we watched the first half, it seemed like both of these teams were just pugging it up, just running around, getting a little bit crazy. However, in the second half, I'd have to give the nod to LunatiK playing more cohesive, more like a team. There's definitely more synergy there than what you're seeing from Winout.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. They're definitely working together here. As actually Bluminator, he's already in lower, but the rush is going to be already into B. Can Bluminator get a kill? He does from lower dark. One player alive in Jacobson. If he can drop this AWP, that's not going to be a bad frag at all, as it's going to be firing around that corner.
Oh
Bluminator holds the angle, lets him run into his crosshair, and that's going to be a double kill for him. A cleanup round, anti-eco victory for Team LunatiK, and 13-10 time and rounds are slowly running out for Winout to kind of pose a comeback. 13-10. They are going to be able to buy this round if we do look at how many they've won in a row, being LunatiK. They've got 4 in a row, so Winout can kind of buy out every single round here with that loss bonus, but definitely not the optimal situation, as right now they do have an AWP on Jacobson. If they do the ladder strategy I was talking about, might not be in the case in the next round, but we are going to see if they can make something happen here. Still 1:30 on the clock, as they've taken mid control, they have tunnels control. Let's see what they can make of it.
Obviously, right now, Invert has been showing up huge in the second half with that op, and I don't think that Winout has really had an answer. And it is funny that we talked about it in the first half. I made mention of the fact that I don't like buying an op when you're playing against an anti-eco, and so far, every anti-eco, they've had at least 2 ops, and they've just completely shut down. So, maybe I shouldn't talk anymore.
Yep, the caster's curse, right?
I know.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Rip my casting career.
Yeah. We do see Bluminator holding an angle where Jacobson should be peeking here momentarily. He does get flashed. It's not going to happen right away, but they are going to find themselves in a 1v1 duel here momentarily, as so many flashbangs flying onto Cat. That's going to leave no opportunity for the T's to move out, but they're going to try mid instead of Lucy Drossel taking down Planks, but that's going to be Winout getting 3 frags in a row there. No trades, as now handled Invert. Last 2 on the field. Invert's already on 36 HP. The bomb is headed to that A site, and handled. He's going to be able to work from long, but now he's got to worry about that player Jason R that was behind him. And Invert, he's got another story, as he is now working up mid. Jason R getting that frag on handled. Invert will be saving here, and that's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, he'd be smart if he could get a couple kills here, because the economy from Winout is really not that good. And if he can hurt them at all coming into the next round, and then LunatiK takes the round, they're going to be so broke on the side of Winout, because this is the first round they've won in a while here. So if he can take out a man or 2 here, put a gun out of the hands of Winout, that'd be awesome. But he does get to save the op, so it's not that big of a deal. He's sitting at 8350, so he's definitely going to drop that for... actually, he might not. Maybe he'll drop that for Bluminator, pick one up himself, and he does in fact do so. You're going to see handled, actually. There's plenty of money on the team. They're just tossing guns left and right. One of the things that a lot of younger players and new players, and I'd say lower league players, don't really understand is sharing the wealth. You watch teams play, it's like, I can afford an op. Why do I need you to buy me one? It's because he had 11K, you had 9K. You want to try and future-proof your team as best as possible.
Yep. And or maybe your buy means that you have no utility. You don't have a full set of nades, whereas a teammate can buy you, and then you can incorporate a full set of nades with your own money. So lots of meta there. As we do see Steno, he's going to get an early frag here, but getting legged as they jump up Xbox. That's going to be Planks down to 56 HP via Invert and his AWP. Does look like we have the bomb inside a lower dark. Some aggression up Cat, though, and they're not really committing to anything yet. They just want to make sure Jason, he's going to be that man watching for the flank, as that's going to be a great frag, as Invert will be able to get one. Tried to land a flick onto the falling Steno there, but isn't going to be the situation, as now bomb moving into upper tunnels. We've got Planks on Cat, 2 players in mid, and I imagine we're probably going to see another mid to B here.
Yeah, mid to B seems to be the strategy of choice for most teams. Unfortunately, it doesn't... Oh, they did already smoke here, so they're going to be able to smoke out CT spawn. Invert's going to get dropped. The off shot through smoke is not going to connect. It's now a 4 versus 3. Planks, Disciple, Jason R, and Steno versus Mason, Handled, and Drawsol. And Drawsol's going to shut it down here. A 2K for him, taking down Planks and Disciple. Jason R in mid takes down Handle. That's the op out of the hands of LunatiK. Steno gets a kill in B. Drawsol is down, and now it's a 1 versus 1. Steno and Mason, and Mason gets dropped by Steno, so win out. Probably a sigh of relief there, as they are able to stave off execution by LunatiK.
Dude, that spray was insane. I've seen players, like, I'm sure that's happened in the past, the 180 and continuing the spray and getting the shot, but generally speaking, you see it like maybe a smaller angle that can flick over and continue their spray control, recoil control on that second player. But that was disgusting right there. That was a full 180. He never stopped shooting and ended up getting that headshot way into upper dark. That is a testament to his spray control. I never in my life could do that. So we're going to see a quick push up mid here as Disciple will be able to pick off one. But that's going to be Bluminator coming in on a flank. They didn't expect it at all. And now an AK-47 in his hands. He will eventually go down, but Handled's going to be here really quickly. Planks will be able to drop him. 2v2 situation now, as Drossel will be able to rotate from T-spawn. Invert going to be inside of CT spawn, and I don't think they're going to realize that he would have been playing up in this position, as now they are working a little bit slowly. Going to be peeking with that op, and Invert using that AK like a sniper rifle is now Drossel coming up from long. AK-47 in his hands, will be able to get the frag, and that is Team LunatiK picking up that round, making it 14-12.
What an eco round there.
That was nuts.
A lot of aggression, getting a lot of duels. Bloom got that 2K, really setting things up. I kind of wish that the man in CT spawn, Invert, after he got that first kill, he should have just played the clock. He had a teammate pushing around long, but I guess he was feeling it. When you're feeling it, you just want to go for those duels. He's been really strong in the second half, so I guess I can't blame him. But that is another round on the board for LunatiK, 14-12, and the mixed buy here coming from Winout, as they are slightly broke. First kill is going to go in favor of LunatiK. That's Planks down, but unfortunately Planks was the one man, or one of the 2 men with a pistol only, so not really a whole lot of damage done to Winout just yet here in round number 27. And it looks like we might see another mid to B. Bomb sitting in lower B tunnels. It wouldn't really surprise me, to be honest.
Quite honestly, that's been yeah, like we said previously, that's kind of their go-to, and it has been working most of the time, but I feel like at some point LunatiK's going to get a grasp of this, and they're just going to be playing to counter that, essentially. And we do see Bluminator already working over. They've got Invert in mid, but that's going to be Drossel going down, so the B site completely open. 3 Ts already inside, but Invert gets the pick from the window. Now only 2 terrorists inside there. 1 mid to B player, that's Jason. He continues to spray, tries to get the second frag. Will be able to take down Bluminator, but Mason fires back 3v2 retake, and this would be enough to put Adaptation, or LunatiK rather, on match point. So let's see if they can make it happen, as Mason will be the player coming from tunnels. Drops Steno as he does try to peek into upper, getting aggressive. Jacobson now playing from behind this box. If he looks down, they actually can't see him, but he will peek up now, and Invert hits that shot. He is looking hot right now, as that's going to be match point here for Team LunatiK. Win out, they got to play for overtime now.
Yeah, and if I'm being realistic, I don't see Winout taking this at this point, although we've seen some absolutely insane eco rounds from both of these teams. But really, most of the good eco rounds have come from LunatiK. Obviously, the last one was crazy, really broke Winout's momentum, their economy, everything. But It's going to be a forced buy here from Winout. Obviously, they got to play to take it to overtime. Planks with no armor and an AK, Disciple as well, a Galil on Jason R, and Jacobson picking up the scout. Steno the only man able to afford a real buy here. But you never know what you could see. I mean, Steno could go completely nuts, get a 3K, and all of a sudden the round looks that much sweeter there for Winout.
Well, yeah, if we look at that, like, Tech 9 buy that we saw from LunatiK, just taking Cat and getting the round. Just there's rounds like that on paper you're just like, okay, this is the equipment, this is the way the round, like, this is the economy of the situation. Who's gonna win? On paper, you just never give them that round because it's an anti-eco and they should just get blown down. But so many things can happen, so many variables in this game, and that's what makes Counter-Strike just so fun to watch. Is that there's so many variables that so many things can happen. You can't predict everything and anything. So anyhow, regardless, we are 50 seconds away from round 28 ending here, and it is going to be another mid-to-B play as we do see Disciple and Planks pushed out here. Planks without any armor, and Disciple actually in a similar situation. Only players with armor are Jason and Jacobson, as Jacobson will try to move up Cat with his scout in hand. Lands an insane shot onto Mason, but that's going to be Bluminator picking that back up, and as they try and work to mid to B here, Jason R 1v3 situation is going to get dropped by Invert, and that's going to be the first map to Team LunatiK, as 16-12 is a scoreline, and we're going to be moving into Inferno.
That's kind of what I expected to see from the scoreline because we were playing Dust2 here. Winout has talented players who've been playing for a long time, so they're going to know how to play the map, obviously. And that mid to B, I mean, honestly, right now, mid to B is hard to stop. You have to be a very competent team to know how to prevent that, because if you watch North America, at least, it's like used, I'd say 70% of rounds are mid to B play. And it's really effective if you know what you're doing. It did seem like LunatiK got just the better of the duels there. Drawsoul really holding down that B bomb site multiple times, getting the 2Ks, the 3Ks. So that's going to be it for us on the map number 1. Adaptation takes it, aka LunatiK. I keep saying it, and I gotta remind myself. Adaptation is LunatiK now. So LunatiK takes the first map, 16-12. That was Dust2. That was their choice. We're going to be moving over to Inferno, which is Winout's choice. But we're going to take a mild break. Real quick, Sprawl, do you want to mention about your little giveaway here?
Yeah, so we're doing a Twitter giveaway right now. As you've been seeing, getting spammed in chat there, we got the beautiful Radium. Shout out to him. He's our Twitter social media guy. So we're doing, it's a minimal wear hand cannon Desert Eagle. So that's going to be given away. It'll happen sometime tonight, guys, probably later after our matches end. But again, you just need to be following myself, which is official Sprawl on Twitter. Follow RGN as well, and retweet that tweet. So guys, we're going to take a very short break. Don't go anywhere. All right, guys, we are back. Map number 2 of this best of 3 here. Team LunatiK, also, or at least previously known as Adaptation. They're taking on WinUp. They won that first match 16-12, and early on, we're going to see on the CT side, that's Team LunatiK. Bluminator getting a beautiful one-tap, gets a second one as well, and that's going to be handled finally going down here as Invert trying to peek Steno at the bottom near Boiler, but Steno is going to retreat back into Apps as this is the map pick for Winout here. So that's why we do see Adaptation, or LunatiK rather, on the CT side. Invert keeps on trying to peek inside of there at Steno. Eventually, Ro16 gets the knife, and that's actually huge on a pistol round. Getting a knife kill, that just piles up the money in your bank. By the way, I'm Sprawl and Box here.
Yeah, we guys got right into things here. Drawsole now at $5,200 in round number 2.
Easy
I've
peasy.
actually seen
Up
players
second
when
round,
you're like when you're pugging, you know, people will do that. They'll pick up that up second round. He wisely opts for a full nade by getting the defuse kit, picks up the FAMAS instead of an M4, so just in case anything happens. But we're gonna see them taking on an eco here from Winout, and I don't see a single Tech 9 on the board, which I'm actually kind of surprised about. Steno, the only man with a Glock, everyone else with P250s. Maybe they think that they're going to need the range tools here. Jacobson's going to spot Mason out over on B, but we saw how strong the Tech 9 can be, especially when we watched United play a couple of crazy Eagle rounds that went their way thanks to the Tech 9. So I'm a little surprised to see them rocking P250s.
Yeah, it's kind of always the argument you saw with the CZ75 when it was in the game. You'd see players not pick it up. You're like, okay, you're going to use the P250 instead. Okay, I see what you're doing here, but I don't necessarily agree with it. But regardless, some players do have their preferences, and we're going to see a trade early on here. Once again, that's always going to favor the T side, as now alone in the site is going to be Bluminator. If they rush on through, they might even be able to pick up that Nova, but not exactly the best weapon in this scenario, but maybe a little bit better than that P250 at short range. As they are all going to group up here. I'm a little bit surprised. Maybe LunatiK kind of overreading this, thinking, well, obviously they're going to think that they're going to push into B, and now that they get the pick, so let's stack A. Not the case, though, as we do see all 4 Ts heading into this B site. That's going to be Bluminator, though, showing them why you pick up that Tech 9. He gets 2 frags, but Disciple also showing why the P250 should not be forgotten, as they're going to try and get the bomb down here, but not if Handled has anything to say with it. Now Jacobson, a 1v2, he is going to go down as well, and that's going to be LunatiK picking up their second round, but it was a bit of an expensive one for them.
And did you see where the bomb landed? I think they were having a hard time locating it there. They had 2 left in the site, and I really think they were unable to find the bomb. That's why you saw them jumping around. I thought so. Yeah, I think it was in the fountain. Because I think it was Steno maybe? Shooting at the fish, trying to find the bomb.
Where? Stop hiding our bomb, fish.
Koi
Stop
killer.
It. Exactly. So we are in round number 3 here, as we do see Jason R. He's got a Tech 9, so he's like, all right, guys, we got to utilize this gun. Let's make it happen here. So we'll see if he can make any beautiful headshots across the map, as they are going to be heading out through mid, just heading out right through the smoke, and Handled's going to say no, as Invert on the other side as well. Jacobson finally gets a frag. We'll be able to collect a FAMAS for his efforts, but 1v4 now. If you can get another frag, that might be all right, but Handled's just like, I have a feeling you're still there. I'm going to fire on through, and that's going to be the frag in his favor.
Well, that was cute there. Handled just firing through the smoke, getting the angle perfect. So he must have been talking to Flusha before the game. I'm only kidding, guys. Anyway, he does get the 4K on the round, shutting down that eco. Only 1 kill, 4 win out, and that was on to Invert. Invert's going to pick up an AWP in this round, so I don't think he really cares about not holding onto that rifle, because he is fully prepared to just rip some faces off here. He's peeking out mid, coming around the corner. Unfortunately, no one's where he's peeking just yet. He's going to have to peek a little bit wider, and he wisely falls back as the smoke does rain in. There's 3 men towards alt mid. That would be Steno, Disciple, and Jason R. The other men, Jacobson and Planks, at the base of Banana here, and there's no one there. There's only 1 man on B. So if they can get control of B, if they can take out Bluminator, the site is in their hands, and then they have a lot to play with. You know, a lot of people think that you get the entry frag and then you push. Sometimes you get the entry frag, and that's your chance to go to the other site, because you get the kill in B, the rotate's going to be on, all of a sudden the A site's the weak one, and the A site's easier to take because of multiple entry points.
Yeah, exactly. And I think going back to that round number 2, I think that's exactly why they kept 3 on that one site. And even though the pick was near B, they suspected that it would be a play back towards the other site because, again, you get a pick on one side, there's going to be the assumption that you're just going to push in and go for it, but wasn't the case there, and we're going to see it is going to be an A-side play. We did have Mason head back over to that B site, so there will be Jason there to make a little bit of noise, but Invert is going to take that shot as they do peek around arch side, makes it around the corner in time. He's not going to get fragged, but you see Steno coming out. Mason going to aim duel with him, Jacobson and Steno. They're going to be able to push through arch side here, and the bomb has gone back to that B site, so they're actually working a split as Bluminator gets one, gets traded upon, and now Drossel and Handled, last two alive in a 2v4.
Yeah, and their duels are going back and forth here, but definitely went out coming out of the duels with the advantage. It's a 3 versus 1 right now. Handled the last man standing. He does have a kit, but 19 HP, and he's just going to save that M4. So the first full buy from Winout going their way here. They're going to get the bomb planted and keep 3 AKs in their hands. Not a bad round from them, a decent take. And you do see the 6-man, which is Jacobson, on the hunt there. Unfortunately, he is halfway across the world, so there's no way he's going to find him in time.
Yeah, and that will be decent going into this next round as Winout will be able to take that first rifle round. And again, this was their pick, so they have to feel confident on this T side. They've got this first rifle round now, so that's some actual substance behind their idea of doing well on this T side. They've got that first rifle round. There is enough money on the Team LunatiK side. Almost went adaptation once again, but the Team LunatiK side does have enough to buy again. They won't be able to buy in the next round if Winout can take another. So let's see if they can come up with a strategy to put adaptation. Oh my goodness, LunatiK in an awkward situation, making them save on the 6th round here, but they have their work cut out for them as Invert does have that AWP still, and Drossel gets a pick very early on Disciple. So now if they can utilize this advantage, fall back to sites, this could be an easy round for LunatiK, but we'll find out shortly here.
And something I want to point out, people are talking about it in chat. They're talking about LunatiK and adaptation. Obviously, we've said it enough times that adaptation has become LunatiK. The organizations have merged. And they're talking about how good the team is and that this is easy skins, easy life because Winout lost to them last time. Winout has very talented players. Guys that I think could probably play on some of the top teams in North America. So don't underestimate them at all. They did just take LunatiK to 16-12 on their map selection. So this isn't necessarily over yet. This isn't, you know, GG's in favor of LunatiK 2-0. Winout more than capable at playing Counter-Strike.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I don't think that the CSGO Lounge odds justified this at all. It was 82% for LunatiK or adaptation, and 18% for Winout. And I think what you said is on the money. Winout definitely, even on this map, like if they can come out with some great T-side strats, like right now they only have 20 seconds left, so they do have to make a move fairly quick here. Invert is going to be trying to hit those shots, uncharacteristically whiffing though, and he's going to whiff a couple there, as now that is going to be Handled, able to take them down, and Invert will be able to stay alive. Eventually we'll get that frag. Planks, last one alive, 5 seconds on the clock. This is going to be forced, he's forced to save. And that's going to be adaptation, or LunatiK rather, getting their 4th, and they desperately needed it because if they dropped that round, they were going to be on an eco, giving Winout most likely another round in their favor.
A bit of a misplay there from Winout, taking a little bit too much time getting up mid, trying to play picks a little bit too heavily, and ultimately that's the tale of Inferno right now. Pretty CT-sided in that if you play the smoke game properly, you can buy so much time, especially on Banana. You know, you toss 2 smokes, 2 mollies, you're left with, like, I think it's like maybe 30 seconds in the round, if that, to push in. So it's very hard to play against that. You got to just know, you really got to know what you're doing. And right now, LunatiK is playing this map to a key. And we do see Mason getting the double kill there on Planks and Jacobson. Bluminator coming in, drops Steno. Mason another kill. That's a 3K on the round. Takes out Disciple. Jason R with the deagle, and he's been pretty good with it thus far, but not going to get a kill this round. Handled takes him down with the FAMAS spray down. So that's another round on the board for LunatiK. And it was sort of a mixed buy there from Winout thanks to the AK save from the previous round. And they're sort of mixing it up a little bit here. Disciple probably shouldn't have bought, but because everyone else was able to, he decides to pick up that Galil and armor, gets a smoke as well, so maybe not the worst thing in the world, but they're going to be facing up against a pretty heavy buy here with the AWP AK. 2 M4s, the only weak man on the team is Handled. He's got the FAMAS, plenty of money to buy up, but he chooses not to.
Ooh, Invert almost hit that shot onto a peeking Jacobson, just trying to shoulder peek and bait out that shot, and that's exactly what happened, as not taking any damage there and forced to fall back is Invert, as his location known. Doesn't want to repeat that once again, and we do see Jacobson takes a little bit of damage there, down to 64 HP, as we do see pushed up Bluminator and Mason. They're just taking control of Banana, and one way to do this is with one player, and you just leave one here, and you can stack the A site because of it, and you continually smoke this position. But with two, it really does, it's a very, very difficult defense to break. If they decide to push through the smoke, if you only have one, obviously, very weak positioning for you. Well, not weak, but if they can mow down one player, which isn't the hardest thing to do, definitely could be a B-side take. But regardless, we're going to see Invert getting a frag here. The bomb is near the A site. 3 players near top mid. Actually, it's going to be Jason R moving down to Boiler now. Disciple heading out through mid as well. And we're going to see if they can take something on this A site. 35 seconds, and it's a 3-on-3 at this site.
I think that I've been seeing that play made a lot more ever since that infamous boost over on Deep Banana. But we are going to see things getting underway here. Planks gets a kill onto Handled, gets traded out immediately by Invert. Also, another 2K for him, taking down the last 2 standing. And that's been basically Drawsol's job this entire match so far, coming up with those big double kills when he needs to. And he just had one right there, shutting down that A-bomb site with the help of Invert. But ever since, I think it was Freiburg that did that boost, deep on Banana, you could get up into the roof almost on the pillar. I think it was Freiburg, if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably wrong because I'm saying it out loud and now everyone's going to point me out. But ever since I saw that play, that's been a really popular thing to do, is smoke deep on Banana and push up.
Yep, exactly. And now we're going to see Bluminator taking down one early on, gets a double actually, and they were trying to get aggressive down Banana, but only 2 of them, so they weren't stacked up at all. And now they're just kind of pushing one by one here, and when does the frustration ensue? In that, again, you pick this map, you need to get some rounds on this T side, and 6 rounds, they're still in this. There's no doubt about it, but every round that goes by, Jacobson gets 2 massive frags, and that actually leaves this B site wide open, as we do see Jacobson just heading all the way into sight, actually opting to stop, and Handled with the grenade out. How did he not take advantage of that? And Jacobson now going down, and he's going to be upset about that one, as he had a freebie on to Handled if he just played it a little bit more patient.
Yeah, I think I just did find out it wasn't Freiburg. I'm pretty sure it was actually Dignitas that pulled that off. So here I am wrong. It was Dignitas. I guess I have a little bit of egg on my face. But still, 7-1. 7-1 in favor of LunatiK right now on the map pick of Winout, so they have to be a little bit confused. Picking Inferno maybe seemed like a good idea. Maybe they actually wanted to pick Dust2 based on the way they played it. They played it very well. And since Dust2 was taken, they just picked their next best map. I don't really know. But they're going to have to figure something out here, as this is getting out of hand quickly.
Yeah, Planks is going to push up through the smoke, and one thing we haven't seen before, and I'm not going to attempt to figure out who did it. I could theorize, but I don't want to be wrong. So anyhow, that boost on that spindle right by, or actually it's a plant pot here, not a spindle. Regardless, you can boost on that and look over this deep Banana smoke. We actually haven't seen Winout pull that out yet, and this round they actually do have Banana control, so obviously aren't needing it, but that is a good way to counter that deep Banana smoke, and they are going to be working over near this A site, as we do see Planks just pushing out in all alone at this B site. And considering we don't see any more action right after that push, that feels to me that he was just trying to work his own pick and not necessarily kind of communicating with the team at the same time.
Yeah, right now, it looks like we lost a player or 2. Winout loses 1, so we're probably going to be coming into a pause here at the end of this round. Nonetheless, though, it seems like LunatiK is taking all the duels. So even though LunatiK is outplaying Winout, the duels are going their way as well. Disciple, though, is going to get one. That's Mason. Invert with the AWP takes down Steno. Handled is going to polish off Disciple. Jacobson with a nice headshot from his AK, able to drop the AWP out of the hands of Invert. He gets traded out by Drawsol. Handle picking up Jason R. So another round on the board for LunatiK. 3 left standing.
They didn't get the AWP, though. That's a little unfortunate. Right on the other side of that truck.
12K.
No, definitely true. But definitely, if you can, want to utilize that, because 4,700 is a lot out of your bank, but definitely the bank is on the favor of LunatiK here. And I think Planks had a little bit of ping issues. He was jumping up when he reconnected back. He had about 130, so now he's settled back to about 60. So I think he should be good to go here, as we do see it is going to be a banana push, as Disciple now standing in fire will get dropped down to 47 HP. Luckily, a little bit of a gap there. Jump back actually. Oh my god, he ends up getting the spray down on one, but CT is just jumping around quite literally. They're eventually going to go down. Now this is a free site for the T's to take. They're going to be smoking off CT. Invert forced to rotate all the way over to construction. Now in Garden gets the beautiful quick scope though onto Planks, and now the site is going to be a lot more difficult to get inside of, as we do see Steno getting that beautiful headshot onto Invert. So Invert down 2v3 situation, as Steno actually tried to plant the bomb, but that Incendiary was in a perfect position. Now they're forced to wait a little bit longer. We see Handled pushing through his smoke. Don't usually want to do that, as he gets dropped down immediately. 10 HP on draw, so 1v3 is now. Steno goes down. That was the bomb. 40 seconds left, and with an op, could have made it happen, but the beautiful pinch by Jacobson. He's going to end the round, and that's the second for win out in this first half.
LunatiK got a little too aggressive there. They had those mollies out. They stopped the plant. That was big. They were just buying time, but we saw Handled push through the smoke, a little bit of a foolish play, and went out a little bit lucky pushing through a molly, getting a kill. So I guess maybe they thought the round was already over at that point, but it wasn't really a killer for LunatiK to lose that round. I almost said adaptation there. And we're going to see them starting off nicely here in round number 11, as LunatiK does get a kill on Jacobson from the off of Invert. But because they had so much money built up, they could afford to lose at least one more round. But they should win this one here, which would cripple win out so bad. Their economy would just be completely shattered, and they could be staring down a double eco, as they will lose that loss bonus. Steno says, I'm not going to let that happen, though. Takes the op out of the hands of Invert. A nice headshot in mid with the AK-47.
Look at Drossel.
Yeah, look at this.
Coming
He's
through
pushed
the underpass.
into, yeah, good call. I almost called it the other name, and I don't want to say that on stream.
Yeah, we're going to see him peek out here in just a moment. He hears Planks above him, and oh my god. He gets the first spray. Can he get Steno as well? Gets Steno, peeks up. Jason R finally puts an end to the madness, though, or the... no, I was looking for a word to use with LunatiK, but is it lunacy? Something like that? I don't know. I'm terrible. I tried, guys. Regardless, we're going to see the two remaining T's heading over to this A site that's going to be Disciple and Jason R. Jason R gets dinked immediately, finally taken down by Mason, and Mason gets the second frag as well. That's a double kill for him, and another round for Team LunatiK, as they just shut down the bank for win out. They put up a foreclosed sign on that, and all the money is given away. Win out. They've got the max amount that they have is 3,100 on Planks.
Yeah, they really should be full saving here. Planks is going to pick up a P250 because he had a little bit more money than everybody else, and a couple flashbangs and a smoke. Jason R with the nade. So it looks like they're going to just try and get the bomb down somewhere, and probably a wise play. If they don't get the bomb planted, they might have to eco, or at the very least, they're going to have a very light buy.
Yeah, this is one of those rounds that went out again. The rounds are dwindling here, as we do see Disciple hitting a beautiful headshot onto Handled, following up, getting that final kill shot. Will be able to get that AK-47 for his efforts. Gets dropped down to 26 HP, though. Steno will be able to drop Drossel, as Mason now getting a refrag. Jacobson put him down. Illuminator is going to be alive. Gets two frags from that arch side position. Has the bomb to his right, as now Invert is going to be able to help out, as he gets digged immediately, though, down to 12 HP, and this is exactly what the team in Winout wanted in this round, making it very, very expensive. Well, they just want to win straight up, as Invert right around the corner. Oh my god. They knew he was low, tried to pre-fire around that corner, but didn't control the spray quite enough. Steno, fortunately, was able to finish things off and win out with their third round on that T side. They got to keep them coming.
Yeah, and they just broke the economy of LunatiK here. You're going to see a couple players capable of buying, but for the most part, they have 3 players who are broke. So LunatiK is going to have to eco here in round number 13. That could be another round on the board for Winout, and if Winout can take this 9-6, they'd be thrilled, because at this point, they really haven't played in a way that I would say deserves a 9-6 scoreline. They've been getting out-aimed and outplayed. That last round, they lost the bomb arch side, pushing around into sight. They had the sight, but they lost the bomb. Putting him around on arch side was maybe a little bit foolish. Jason R, though, starting things off nicely for Winout here in round number 13. Gets the headshot onto Drossel. There's a man in bedroom, and I thought Steno spotted him out, but he doesn't see him. And Handled is playing this perfectly. He's so patient. He's going to get one from behind. He has no idea. Nice play there from LunatiK. Handled getting taken down by a Disciple. Mason also taken down by a Disciple. But a great play there from Handled. Sitting in that dark room. He's going to get 2. And Bluminator with a nice shot on the planks. Drops the bomb over on Banana. There's plenty of time left, though, and he's in a 1 versus 2 situation. Geez. Jacobson takes him down. I thought maybe he could make that a 1v1.
It was close. Especially with the bomb in his possession. When I saw that bomb fly off that player, I was like, oh, geez, that's an awkward situation.
Yeah, definitely. That crossfire setup from dark room to the long haul, they had no idea which guy was killing him because they didn't realize there was 2. So they assumed that first frag came in from long, and you could actually hear him in in-game voice communications shouting out, he's in dark room, but he couldn't turn around in time. He got the double frag, and then he was ultimately taken down by a Disciple who pushed into window, took him down, took down Mason as well. But a nice play there from LunatiK, getting a little bit, I don't even know what the word would be for that. Definitely a neat play, and we're going to see another one here as they're going to boost Handled up onto the patio roof, something that hasn't been done yet this game.
Yeah, and it is one of those positions that you are more or less out in the open, but you're taking advantage of the fact that when they're pre-aiming, coming around those corners, clearing them, they're not necessarily peeking up that high. So you can hit them before they can hit you. Again, takes you hitting your shot before them and then peeking up at you, but definitely the player that we have up there and Handled, perfectly capable of doing just that. And he's going to be boosting over the smoke as well. Another benefit to this position, gets 2 frags, and those are very important ones, as now the momentum of Team Winout is kind of stifled, at least in this round. Jacobson, last one on the field, 1v5 situation, has 40 seconds in his favor, but I don't think he's going to be able to make anything happen as he does peek out. Now they know his location. Mason going to try and get aggressive here, tries to do the pistol throw, the fake flash, but isn't going to work out in his favor, as now LunatiK up 10 rounds. And if they can make it 11-4, they're going to be feeling pretty good moving into this T-side half, especially because, again, Winout picked this map. You know that you're going to be starting on that CT side. You're going to want more than those 4 rounds.
Absolutely. Winout probably thought they were going to get more than 4 rounds. If they take 10-5, it's not the end of the world. It's certainly recoverable, but I would have expected more from a team that selects this map. Then again, their CT side could be lights out. You never know what you're going to see here. Invert is taken down early to 15 HP. I don't even know what happened there. I didn't actually see the action. And Mason here behind the car, he knows there's a man on Banana, but I do believe he's playing back. Yeah, he's behind the timber there. That's Plank sitting by a tree. He's going to have to push out because of the molly, and he gets dropped by Mason. And I'm having a bit of lag here on the server. Are you having that as well?
I don't see any visible lag on my side, to be honest. So I'm not sure if that's the Go server or not, or maybe you're routing to the Go TV server. I'm not 100% sure there. Okay. But we do see, this is the first time they're attempting that boost there, Steno, but there's no smoke to actually boost over, and they will be able to take down Mason after he does drop Disciple, so he did earn himself 2 frags there. Definitely as a CT, you want at least that before going down if you wanted to take a victory in the round anyhow. And 3 players left on the board for the T side. We have a couple particularly lit players on the CT side. Invert and Bluminator both down to 15 and 14 HP here. So Steno and Jason they're a little bit lit in their own favor as well, but we're going to see them pushing up towards this B site. And again, Bluminator, he's that lit player. He is playing kind of a headshot angle, but this is a bangable location, so he can get taken out, but he's going to hit his headshot, and that's going to be the end of the half here, as 11-4 is the score line. LunatiK took map 1. They're looking to close this out in map number 2, switching over to that T side.
Textbook. That was absolutely a textbook double peek. Both players coming around the corner at the same time, Handled and Bluminator. There's just so much confusion there on the win outside. A little bit of frustration, I imagine, too. Since this was their pick, they were definitely hoping to get more than 4 rounds. But this is Inferno, and we have seen the meta change a little bit. Inferno is pretty heavily CT-sided at this point. Not like, Nuke or Cobblestone or Overpass, but definitely CT-sided enough that 11-4, they could still win this. And I don't even know what the third map is. I think it's Mirage. Correct. I don't know who I even give the nod to on that map, because I don't think I've seen either of these teams play Mirage. No, we did. We saw Adaptation play Mirage against Area 51, and they lost.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Correct,
so maybe Winout will have maybe Winout will surprise us all, but Right now, they have a mountain to climb as they are down 7 rounds, switching to the favored CT side. And I have a feeling that LunatiK is feeling very confident here, probably going to try something that they haven't tried before. Maybe a little bit of a cute play here as we see them juking back and forth, maybe out-juking their own team.
You know, they are heading over to that site that has 2 players inside of it. We got Planks and Jason. So Jason, he's got a flashbang in hand. This is going to be very important if they want to utilize this utility here, and that's going to be Planks with one as well. Fully blind is the T-side team, but they will be able to peek out. That's going to be Jason getting 2 headshot frags. Tries to get a third one here, as this is going completely in the favor of the CTs. Win out taking this pistol round thus far, but we can't count out Drossel as he's got 2 frags so far. If he can make this happen here, this would be huge for just continuing the momentum on their side. But 35 seconds left, gets the first one. 1v2 Jason down to 20 HP. This would be an ace if he can make it happen, and he's peeking in a location where he can get crossfired, but oh, Jason, oh my god. Literally, you could tell in the way I was about to phrase that, I thought for sure he was going to get that frag, but he didn't. So that's Jason R showing his worth yeah, his pistol work is insane.
Yeah, you can see him in chat. He just says, how? He has no idea how he got those kills. He was completely blind.
Oh, he got team blind.
It was
wow.
It was a double kill. There was like 2 quick shots. I don't even know how he hit the second player. The first shot was pretty much dead on. The second one, I think, was recoil, just got the best of him, and somehow the shot still hit. But hey, you'll take what you can get. Right now, Win out getting a much-needed pistol round here after the devastating loss on T-side, and they're going to have a push over on the A bomb site. Handled gets one that's Disciple down. Disciple did take Luminator with him, though. The FAMAS spray down does connect with the help of the P90 from Jacobson. Steno with the P2K is going to take down Invert, but Mason with the double kill on that Tech-9. Jacobson and Steno down. Jason R dropped by Drossel, and now it is a 1 vs 2 Planks. The perfect gun for this situation, the P90. He's going to get the first one, and he's just going to hold that trigger down to get the second one as well. So a very expensive round for Win out, but they honestly can't complain at this point. They need to just pack on as many rounds as they possibly can.
Yeah, and one thing to note there is LunatiK realizing the power of the Rec 9. They armor bought and got all Tech 9s across the board, and the way they pushed out there, they perfectly pushed out in the way that they had 2 players coming out of balcony, some coming out truck side as well, and the player up on balcony that was trying to spray down the guys coming out of balcony, he was forced to change the location of his spray, and at that split moment, that's when he was overwhelmed, and they were able to kill him with that Tech 9. So again, very nice round from LunatiK in that putting the economy more or less in shambles. They're forced to kind of spend money on those more expensive weapons, even though this is an anti-eco round here.
I would have liked to see a couple of these players stick with maybe not an M4, go for the FAMAS buy, or maybe a P90. They know they're going to be facing another eco. I really think a P90 buy or maybe a Swag 7 over on Banana would have made sense. Instead, you're going to see a push up towards mid, though. Steno's going to drop the first one, gets the second, gets a third. That's handled Mason and Drossel. Bluminator taken down by Jacobson. The last man standing's Invert with 4 HP, a Deagle, and a Dream.
Yeah, no doubt he's going to be holding close around the corner car here, just hoping, dreaming that they would come around this corner, but not going to get too antsy here are the CTs. He's going to be walking on back, but 4 HP definitely needs to land that 1 dig headshot, as he is going to be peeking mid here shortly. No one there to contest, though, as they do have the bomb down. They realize what's the point in giving them another frag. They're just going to play super passive, being that last round was so expensive. If they could make this a flawless one, that really would put them back in not the same economic situation, but at least a lot closer than it would be if that picture perfect
nice
nade.
catch.
That is going to put Invert in a Pokeball, and he is down and out. That is going to be the round here, as 11-7. The score lines do get closer, but look at this. We've got LunatiK full AKs on the board. Let's see if they can make something happen here, as they want to close out this match and not let it get to that third map. Obviously, Win out wanting to take this map pick, or this map being that it's their map pick, and force it to Mirage.
I was not aware that banks were open at this hour. The little bank nade off the wall there is able to connect. And Invert was just kind of crawling around the map, and they actually made a comment in-game about the molly throw. A little bit of an expensive waste there from Win out. $600 going to have to rebuy. So the fact that he was able to stay alive that long, he did actually do some damage despite not killing anyone. In this round, though, he is going to get the frag, but he gets traded out immediately. Jason R just goes completely ham with that from Moss, taken down invert and handled. It's now 4 versus 3, and now I say that it's 4 versus 2. Mason dropped 90. By the Pro 90. Disciple says, I don't really care what you call it. I will get kills with it. So it's down to a 4v2 Draw Soul and Bluminator. And P90 was a pretty smart buy, as Adaptation LunatiK was sitting at the position where a couple players didn't have head armor, and that P90 against body armor, no armor, it's crazy. Against body armor, it's just as nutty, and Disciple shows you exactly why.
Yeah, we do still have 40 seconds left on the clock. If Drossel can make that frag happen, unfortunately for him, not quite the case, as he will drop Jacobson down to 41 HP, but again, not the frag, and there is 3 very lit CTs at this point. So crossing over here, we are going to see the T's heading over Arch, but that's going to be Steno. He drops Drossel to 2 HP, but he's not going to get the frag. So coming back around, we're going to see Bluminator get dropped by Jacobson. Come around this corner, though, that's going to be Drossel now in a 1v2. 2 HP to his name. We do see Disciple from truck side. He has a P90 in his hands. Can he make something happen with it, as right behind that spammable box? That's going to be a peekaboo, as we do see Disciple taking off the head of Drossel and putting another round on the board for win out.
Oh, Disciple, you adorable bastard. He was just playing that peekaboo game, like you said on the poll. He knew that there was only about 6 or 7 seconds left, so that player was going to have to push. There's no reason to take the range battle. And he also knew that he was heavily lit, so he played that perfectly, just letting that guy waste as much time as possible, pushing in, having to plant the bomb, and just takes him out with the P90. That P90 got him 2 kills on the round, so good money coming in for win out there. And that's going to make it 11-8, another eco round from Adaptation LunatiK here. They're going to be pushing mid quick here. Jacobson's going to get the first one. That's handled down in the flash, and Molly's smokes and everything raining out is going to make them fall back just a little bit here. Bluminator taken down low. Disciple drops Draw Soul, but dinks Jacobson, I believe. So he gets dropped to 39 HP as well, but still, this round is going in the favor of win out. 5 versus 3. Steno getting close to Boiler Room's going to connect onto Mason, and he goes for the spray through the smoke. If he could have hit Bluminator down to about 12 HP. Wow.
Steno, nope. You're not coming through that smoke, not even with my rifle out. I'm just going to P250 you right in the brains, and now Bluminator, 12 HP. Not a heck of a lot he can do here. Again, there's a couple lit CTs on the field, but they are not going to peak. They are not going to peak. What we saw from the last round, where only one player alive in invert with that deagle, they're just not going to gift any frags to LunatiK, and that's exactly what they need at this point. They just need to play super passive. We got this round. Let's not give up any more frags, and Steno's carefully and calmly going to get that frag onto Bluminator, finish off the round, and now 11-9 is our scoreline.
You said it perfectly. They don't want to give any kills. It's not because they're afraid that, LunatiK's going to get confidence again and feel amazing because they got a frag. It's because they haven't really established an economy just yet. That round was a big one to do so. We do see Disciple and Jason now above 7K. So they're finally really building that economy as they're starting to chain rounds together really nicely. But a couple of their rounds have been close, so they can't afford to lose any guns. They also don't want to give LunatiK any guns and make their economy any better. Being able to save an M4 and drop for a teammate obviously is ideal. But right now, coming into round 21, it's only a 2-round deficit, so it's been 5 in a row for win out. And at this point, if they can get maybe 1 or 2 more, LunatiK will be sitting at the full round loss bonus, and then maybe win out will drop 1, reset, and start over. I've actually wondered if teams would ever do that intentionally. Maybe a little bit crazy, but could pay off. I don't know why it's not a part of the meta.
Yeah, I think that, well, at least my understanding would be that teams would not plan to do that. Like, you want to ideally be in a mentality that you want to win out regardless, but realistic minds would think that you're not you're not necessarily against losing that one round, like you said, purely to reset their money, and then they're back on an eco. You can continue to pile up those rounds. But we do see another A-side play here, as fully AK'd up. It's going to be LunatiK trying to take the site, and they are making the trades happen here. Is now a 2v2 situation. They're going to be able to get the bomb down. Both players rotating from B here. They're going to have their work cut out for them. They do have, again, 2 very lit Ts in Illuminator at 40 HP, Invert at 37. They're playing a nice crossfire, though, and that is a sick shot, as now Planks in a 1v2 is going to go down to Invert, and that's when LunatiK, they get around, and now we see what happens. Can Winout put their bank under, I don't know, bankrupt? I kind of started that phrase without having a way to finish it, to be honest.
Are they going to bounce some checks?
There you go. I like
potentially
it.
bounce some checks here, as they were building up that economy. We talked about it early in that last round, and losing that round was big. But if they win this round, that's big too, because the economy for LunatiK is not going to look good. Invert obviously completely loaded here, sitting at 6150, which is surprising considering that's the first round win for them. But if they lose this round, loss bonus is gone. Going to be another eco from LunatiK. So Winout could still come back from that as long as they win this round. If they lose this round, that's devastating. They cannot afford to lose this round.
Yeah, no doubt. As we do see, just playing very slow. Both teams realizing how much is riding on this one round here could mean the difference of the match between both of these teams. And we do see the bomb, 3 terrace up, controlling Banana. Mason, he's going to be in mid. Now Drossel just holding up in apartments. Does look like he might be jumping down, actually. Was thinking about it, but on second thought, might be the lurk player here, as we do see it should be a setup towards this B site. They're going to try and make it happen. Jason and Planks on the site here. They've worked their magic before. We'll see if they can be that same dynamic duo and help each other out, as we do see just waiting for the smoke. 35 seconds left on the clock. Unfortunate part for them, though, is that Planks still has a smoke grenade. Jason has an incendiary, but is it going to matter? They're going to drop the flames, but through the fire and the flames, we're going to see these T's try and make it out, but Invert will die to fire. Only 2 players left, and that's going to be Drossel now in a 1v5. That V-take did not work at all.
Not at all. And you called it the mollies, the smokes. It's just so hard to push Banana. We talked about it early in this game. I've talked about it before in casts. Because of the way the round timer is in these matches, you can hold off Banana for so long with proper nade play. Smokes at the top of Banana, mollies as well. And that's ultimately what happened, and LunatiK was stuck in a position where they had to push. And that was a big round win there for Winout. Now, we might see a 4-spy here, as Drossel was able to keep an AK and Invert with 7,200. Now they're just going to go for the pistol buy, maybe hope that Drossel can get a frag here and try and get another gun in somebody else's hands. I'm surprised that Invert doesn't at least pick up body armor, considering he does have so much money.
Yeah, no doubt. Maybe wanting to save. Again, they haven't really been running an op on the T side, but maybe they want to change it up and utilize that on him. I have no idea if that's going to be the case, but we are going to see Invert at least getting 1 frag here, but now in a 1v4 situation. Illuminator tries to peek around the corner, does get a nice shot onto Disciple, but Disciple M4 in hand. He's going to have a triple kill to his name. Double kill for Steno. And 12-11 is the scoreline, creeping nearer and nearer to that tie game. Is Winout, and again, they have got to be feeling good at this point.
Especially when you look at the money on LunatiK. They're able to buy up here, but Handled picking up a Galil, Bluminator with only 1 flashbang and a head armor. Obviously, a couple players were pretty rich. I still am a little bit confused. I think they did drop an AK, as Invert's pretty much bankrupt now, dropping from about 7,000 to 1,650. But at the same time, they're in a position here where they could lose this round and be very, very broke, and then Winout is in a position to take the lead for the first time this game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Definitely, with only 1 round on the board on this T side, the rounds are running out, and we're going to see Invert peek a beautiful angle here. He's going to take down Planks, and that's going to open this site wide open, as it's going to be Handled and Invert in here. The bomb now rotating over. Unfortunately, his flash not working out as well as he had hoped, but regardless, we'll get that frag onto Jason, and coming around the corner, that was Steno with a grenade out. If Invert doesn't get this frag, and he will anyhow. He was going to be kicking himself if he didn't get that one, but that's going to be Jacobson is going to hit that nade kill onto Invert. Handled will be able to fire back, and now Disciple 1v4. He needs to retake this B site. He is going to get 1 frag, but Bluminator finally puts an end to the madness, and now 13-11. Team LunatiK creeping closer and closer to a 2-0 victory in this best of 3.
It's going back and forth right now. Both teams bringing their A game. No one really wants to, I think that LunatiK obviously wants to close this out, but no one wants this going to overtime. I think both of these teams, they want to move to the next map in the case of win out.
Didn't no
or
one play
obviously
yesterday?
Ha, that is correct. Oh, the joke's going back and forth a little bit here. But yeah, I mean, obviously adaptation, the LunatiK roster playing for that 2-0 victory, and right now, Win Out just wants to win this map, get to Mirage, because I think they feel confident on Mirage. Because I watched LunatiK play when they were adaptation on Mirage against Area 51, and they did not look so good. So if this goes to Mirage, the odds are definitely not as swayed as CSGO Lounge would make you believe.
Yeah, no doubt. We're going to see Steno. He gets the frag, but probably wanted to get that without taking the damage he did. He did have Bluminator, his backside completely just, that was all that was facing him. Fortunately for Bluminator, was able to flick around, didn't get the frag, but 8 HP on Steno now, so leaves his team with an opportunity to easily get that frag later in the round. We've got 45 seconds left on the clock here. And working their way over to Banana is Team LunatiK as Drossel. He's going to be last player in mid, now heading up to Banana. 35 seconds here. And if we look at Planks and Jason, Jason's got a flash. Planks has an incendiary. So this is not exactly the same stuff in that dropping those smokes and everything, the double incendiary, but the one and the flash should be at least enough to buy a little bit of time. We're going to find out here as all 4 terrorists heading into the site. Again, Planks playing from New Box. Jason from the Spindle will be able to take down one as Planks from New Box once again. Jason hasn't been spotted out here. He's playing the smoke beautifully, and he's going to get the frags. Now Invert in a 1v5. They do line out for him momentarily, but now that's going to be around for win out, and not a heck of a lot of bank for Team LunatiK here, as they do have 13, but this is getting close.
And apparently I am wrong. I'm being corrected by one of our producers that adaptation did not play Area 51. I'm mixing games up. This is what happens when you cast, like, you know, ridiculous amount of games in a row. They all start to blend together. So I'm trying to pull it up right now to see who it is that we did see play. I think it was Paradox. So my apologies. Misinformation spreaded. Put your tinfoil hats on, boys and girls. But we are going to see an eco round here from LunatiK. And it's already starting off nicely for Win Out, as it's down to a 5v3. Jacobson with the op. And the USP able to take down Mason. Invert gets the Wandy, though. Disciple is dropped. Steno with one more kill. Invert is down. The last man standing is Drossel. He's sitting right around this corner here. He doesn't spot him.
At least he took that off. Well, no, they will be able to collect the op, but still, creative play there, just head first into the wall and just hoping, praying that they don't peek a little bit further. End up getting that freebie, and now we are on our score, or a tie score line here. 13-13, and most definitely that favors Win Out, as they have the momentum. Only 2 rounds have gone in the favor of LunatiK. Again, Win Out, this was their map pick. They probably didn't want it to be this close, but they are planning, well, both teams planning on winning here, but I think that Win Out definitely has the confidence, whereas Adaptation or LunatiK might be second-guessing their T side a little bit here, as again, only 2 rounds in this half.
And, you know, even though we're seeing some sloppy play in some rounds, questionable plays, I really want to see map 3, because right now it's been a very close game. The first map went 16-12. It's 13-13 right now. Steno does take down Mason early in the round, trying to make it 14-13 here for Win Out. But I would love to see these teams duke it out on another map. Jacobson with a headshot on Drossel. Bluminator responds with the kill onto Jacobson, but it's now 4 versus 3. Jason R coming around the corner, takes down one before being traded out. Disciple trading out the man who traded him out. That's handled. And it's down to the last man standing. Invert in sight with the bomb down over on Archite. He gets a nutty headshot on Disciple, who was over towards Pit. And here he comes. Steno with the peek, catching Invert with a smoke in hand. And that's going to be another round on the board for Win Out. And that is maybe game point here. It's going to, they're going to be facing an eco. Mason's picking up an AK, but it's going to be a Tech 9 armor buy. So if they can take this, it's going to be 15-13, and the Tech 9 armor buy could really actually hurt them because of how low their money's going to be after they're done buying.
Yep, they just don't want to play for overtime at this point. That's what it's looking like, at least, as, again, like you said, they're going to be fully buying out 4 Tech 9s on the board. Mason does have, oh my grenade stack, Batman. That was so crazy. Talk about counter-stratting. Bluminator finally gets a frag, but that was just the most impressive counter-strat I have ever seen in a long time. Just beautifully played. How many nades was that? 3?
That was two, I don't know. I thought
Or
it
was
was
it more?
two.
Okay,
I
maybe
thought it was only
only
two. It just came in from truck side and from it was from porch and from arch side.
They were
And
just godly
They were
plays.
perfectly timed. Steno, I saw him holding that nade on hand. I was like, this nade is going to do serious damage. And then I saw the other nade bounce in first. I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
And they really shut it down. Because of the loss bonus, LunatiK is able to pick up some AKs, but you can see 3 smoke grenades and 2 flashes, all they have for utility. So they're really just going to have to win the duels here. Otherwise, we're going to be going to map number 3.
Yeah, exactly. And moving up close here, that's going to be Invert. He's now in fire, will push through, but that's going to be Planks taking him down, as I think he was in the middle of smoke, but something gave him the information that he was there. Regardless, it's going to be 4 players left. Like you had said, they were able to kind of scramble together a buy. Mason, he had an AK-47 in that last round. I believe it ended up on Bluminator. Or no, Bluminator didn't get it at the very end. So anyhow, regardless, he had that AK-47. Now he's on a Tech 9. The rest of the team able to buy rifles. They're working top mid here, but it does look like Winout, they have a sneaky suspicion this could be the case. That's going to be a beautiful flashbang. If Steno peeked with it, that would have been even more beautiful. But regardless, actually Steno getting full blind. And again, no peek with the flash. What is going on here? As now, LunatiK, they're going to get sprayed down. Handled finally gets that frag and trades for 1. But 2v4 situation as now heading towards this A site. Both players on truck side. They are getting pinked very quickly here, though, as Jacobson gets 1. Drossel, last one alive, trying to keep the dream alive, but that's going to be Winout taking their map pick 16-13. Talk about close maps that we've had.
Yeah, so we saw 28 rounds in the first game, 29 in the second. That is crazy. We're going to be switching over to Mirage now, though. This is the random map. A lot of emphasis is going to be placed on this knife round, as Winout has obviously been playing a much better CT side in the maps that we have watched rather than their T side. Nonetheless, though, that's going to be a break for us right now while we wait for these players to ready up. Just a reminder, we do have a Twitter giveaway going on right now, and Sprout will give you a little bit more information about that as he is the one sponsoring it.
For sure, yeah, we're doing the Desert Eagle hand cannon. It's a minimal wear, so it's a decently valued skin there. It's a beautiful gun. We're going to be doing that on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter at official Sprawl, and then follow RGN at GoRGN. And I believe there's a TV on the end there too. Anyhow, follow, retweet that specific tweet that mentions that weapon. And again, I can't tell you guys enough. Like, I realize that right now we're just kind of trying to get more follows and that we're doing a giveaway. But regardless, any follows, it's hard to explain how much it really does help out just getting those follows. Like, literally, it just shows the support and it helps us grow. If you like what we're doing, I realize it seems so minuscule of something one person following. But guys, we really do appreciate any and all support. And again, we'd like to give you stuff back for that as well. So guys, again, we're taking a very short break. Please don't go anywhere. We're going to be concluding this best of 3 between LunatiK and Winout in just a few minutes.
make your body rock. Gotta keep it jumping till you hit the top. So keep dancing all around the block. And when the morning comes, no, you don't stop. Beat drops and the music blasts. You just lose the plot, but shake it there, yeah. Throw shapes up like nobody's there. Break down, put your hands in the air. Put your hands in the air.
All right, welcome back everybody to the New Year's Open. This is map number 3, the random map selected for Winout and LunatiK, and we are getting into the knife round right now to see who's going to pick that beloved CT side here. being as this is Mirage CT-sided map, obviously with me right now is Sprawl. We've been pretty much casting every match so far in this tournament, and that is not a complaint, that is a praise. We are having so much fun, and we do see Winout taking, was that Winout or LunatiK? LunatiK took the knife round, so they're going to be opting to take the CT side here. But before I get ahead of myself, Sprawl, thank you so much for joining me, buddy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, glad to be here again. Me and Bach trying to hold the reins here so far, at least in this tournament. And yeah, like you said, so happy to be here. And then of course, J-Raw, our lovely producer. He has just been doing a stand-up job here. So shout out to him as well, as we are just getting ready to get this pistol round live. Like you just saw, we saw LunatiK picking up that knife round, and that really can be the most important part of this third match. At least, obviously, at this point, it's easy to say it's most important, but that putting them on the CT side, if they can work their momentum early, again, especially with coordinated CT sides, you really can just rack up 11 rounds, 12 rounds with, honestly, it can be like one of those CT-sided maps where you can get that many, and the other team, again, Winout could come back in that fashion on the other side. But what I'm a little bit worried about is whether or not LunatiK is going to be able to hold in the pistol round and be able to hold early on while Winout is just fresh off that victory.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Right now, Winout is feeling it after winning the second map 16-13. It's been a close game thus far, but we are getting into the pistol round. Now, if you had to pick a winner on this map and score, what would it be?
Oh man, putting me on the spot here. I'm going to say LunatiK 16-13. I think we're going to have a really close map.
Close.
But I think, yeah, it's not going to be easy for them, no doubt about it. And it wouldn't surprise me to see Winout take it. But if I was forced to make a prediction, I would say, especially with the way that we're seeing things start, them being on the CT side in LunatiK, I think that we should see them taking it. But again, completely up in the air at this point.
Especially because LunatiK coming in with the new organization, they're going to be wanting to show up for their first match after picking up that name. That sponsor definitely going to mean a lot to them, and handled with a nutty shot in mid. Rips the head off of Jacobson here, and that push is on towards A. Steno's going to respond with the kill on the handle. Mason taking down Steno, so the trade's going in favor of LunatiK right now. But the three-man push on A is there. Disciple with the Tech 9 gets one, and he lights up another player. That's Bluminator down to 3 HP. So definitely a winnable round here for Winout right now, but Ro16 is going to find a shot onto Jason R. Planks responds with a kill onto Invert. It's now a 2 versus 2, and this is a very close pistol round here. Both teams giving it their all. It's going to be down to Disciple and Planks versus Ro16 and Bluminator, and Ro16 is going to have to come up huge. Instead, Ro16 gets completely obliterated by the Tech 9 of Disciple. Disciple getting another one. That's a 3K on the round, and I don't know why we don't see that Tech 9 buying pistol round more often.
It's a pretty powerful gun, and actually we saw handled. He got that beautiful shot in mid, but I hate to blame him a little bit. He almost got a freebie on Steno. Steno peeked out multiple times mid. He was only able to get those body shots onto him, and then we saw Invert playing from, I believe he was jungle initially, jumped down window, and then as he came up connector, peeked towards jungle, gave his back completely exposed to, I believe that was, I don't remember who that was. Regardless, he died. And they did have a kit, but unfortunately isn't going to be the scenario. Beautiful plant positioning from the T's. And now Winout their first round up again on the T side Mirage. Their confidence is just continuing to grow as we do see a rush coming through here. Bluminator trying to get that frag, but only going to do minor amounts of damage to Disciple as he does drop that player. We do see, though, armor on the CT side. They've got 2 scouts and a number of 2 deagles, actually, Invert and Ro16, and then they have the 2 scouts as well there. And actually, Invert, he's going to get a frag here, dropped very low, though, and we'll see if they can make this happen here. This round is all but over.
And look at handled here. The wise play with that scout on the back of apartments here, and he's just going for the jump scout. Probably going to be patched very soon by the Valve developers, but making use of it while he still can. But here comes the B take from Winout. Handled is going to get the first one with the help of Mason. Going for the jump scout onto Planks, hits the first shot, not able to polish him off just yet. It's a 3 versus 3 right now. Jacobson and Planks both lit, but Disciple gets around inside, takes down Invert. Handled knows there's a man in apartments. He can't take him down, and it's all down to Mason with 96 HP and a scout. He's got 2 men that he could take down with 1 shot. And it would all become that duel against Disciple, and depending on where he hits him, obviously a headshot, 1-shot kill with the scout. So it all comes down to that shot on Disciple. If he's able to take these other two, and he's kind of playing a little too passively here, considering the fact that he does not have a kit. So I think at this point, he's just going to try and get some frags, maybe keep that scout for the next round, maybe find another rifle on the map somewhere.
Yeah, he will just be holding from window room here, and is just trying to hold onto this weapon. If he peeks out window room, he might be able to get a freebie onto planks, as he is going to be jumping around. Oh, but if Disciple comes out from catwalk, Mason completely wide out in the open, and that's going to be the frag. So all that effort goes to waste, as Mason will go down scout with it, and a 2-0 round score for win out right now. They are going to be, obviously they lost a couple players, but that was not a bad anti-eco for them at all. They kept 3 alive, got the bomb down, and took the round. No weapons saved on the other side. They're going to be feeling good moving into round number 3 here, where we do see it's a completely full save for Team LunatiK.
And look at this little choo-choo train on T-stairs here, just walking down. Invert, Mason, and one more. That's Bluminator, all with USPs, going for the James Bond GoldenEye play here.
They might actually find the bomb. They're walking up. Oh, Invert is actually going to be the only one, though. So Mason and Bluminator turning back around. They might be able to catch Disciple off guard here. Invert, he sees the bomb, and all of a sudden, he's feeling good. He's going to be calling that out to his team. Saw Jacobson top mid as well, and again, until they actually turn back, they're probably going to get a pick first and then turn back, and that's an easy one for Invert to pick up. He is very, very good with that USP. We are going to see, though, he's going to get pinched close after, or shortly after, rather. And now a 4v3 situation. Bluminator still stuck in T-spawn here, as the bomb is going to head into that A site.
Bluminator rotating out. I'm a little confused by that. Maybe because he got spotted out in Palace, he thinks that he can rotate around towards Connector and get the frag. But with the USP, you'd think you'd want the closer duel. Disciple is going to drop handled. And now it's a 2 versus 4. Maybe Bluminator was just going to hope to find that gun. Maybe not realizing it was a scout. I'm not really sure the decision there, but they are falling off right now. Drawsoul maybe just trying to get a frag. At this point, you're going to be coming into your buy. There's no sense in surviving this round. You just got to try and do some economic damage to win out. And we do finally see Bluminator here pushing towards jungle a little bit. He's going to try and catch a man crossing, but he peeks just a second too late. He might be able to take down Steno if he hits the headshot. He does not find it. Steno takes him down, and Disciple in spawn is going to get dropped by Drawsoul, but Drawsoul can't jump
up, though.
Oh, no, Drawsoul. The crouch is too hard, so
his team's gonna be like KZ, bro. KZ. You need it in your life. Yeah, no, they're gonna be a little bit upset about that one, but not a huge deal. As round number 4, 3-0. This is gonna be our first rifle round here, and no AWPs on the side of LunatiK. They weren't able to build up enough of an economy here from glass cannon or anything. So we do see Bluminator pushed up mid, very aggressive like, and this should be a nice play, but handled. We'll be able to get one. Invert goes down shortly after. Bluminator is able to survive, but dropped to 22 HP. Maybe that aggression not quite working out the way they had planned, is now a man advantage and quite a lot of damage done to Bluminator already, but handled. Will be able to fire back, takedown planks. Mason as well taking Disciple. The lit Bluminator will be sitting on the bench for the rest of this game, but this is looking like a decent round so far for the CT side.
And it's a must-win at this point. If they don't win this round, they're going to be coming back into the eco. It's a 3 versus 2, and Jason R only has a Galil, but he does have the Molly in hand. Jacobson with the AWP and the bomb over on that A bomb site. He's slowly working his way in here. Mason down to 34, handled at 73. And obviously, Drawsoul sitting back over by B, just making sure they don't try to ninja plant. They got 40 seconds left, so there's plenty of time. And right now, they're just waiting for LunatiK to make a mistake here. You can see Jacobson just slowly creeping towards the site, popping in towards that cubby. He's got that op, and he's just going to try and play an angle if he can. He's running out of time, though. He might go for that plant in front of the box if he has the cover from his teammate here in connector. Here's the flash for it. He's going to cross around and go for that plant right now. Yep, here's the smoke, and the plant does come out. Would be surprised if he doesn't get lit up by spray. Mason just getting in so sneaky, but Jason R taking him down with a nice headshot from the Galil. It's now a 2 versus 2, and a nice flash there from Jason R, opting not to peek. Wise play, and he gets around the corner just before Handled can peek him out. Drawsoul and Handled have quite a job here in front of them. They only have one kit between them, and that is on the man Drawsoul, who's in sight without full armor. Jacobson's going to take down Handled. Jason R finishing off Drawsoul, so a 2v3 win there for win out. taking it to 4-0 right now, and that's going to be an eco round from LunatiK. So nice play from LunatiK there. Post-plant positioning was very strong. I thought for sure that Mason would be able to take down the man planting. That was Jacobson, but I guess the smoke had him covered just enough.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't opt to just spray right through there, giving up his position. Decided to play a little bit more sneaky, but didn't work out in his favor as dropping that 3v2. I think initially, was it ever a 4v2? My mind is not working quite as well as I had hoped, but regardless, we're going to see Invert pushing up, and with Bluminator. Bluminator doesn't choose to re-peek, though. He's going to run all the way back to mid here, and now he's caught in a very difficult position as he will go down to Jacobson. Had an opportunity to get Steno as he did have a grenade out, but isn't going to be the case as now taking mid control are the terrorists. We see Mason trying to push out from Cat Drossel, getting one frag there. Will go down shortly after, now handled in a 1v4 situation. No armor, just a 5-7 and a dream here as he's going to be peeking through the smoking window. Got spotted though, it looked like, as Steno will get that frag on the re-peek, and a 5-0 score line for win out. And they got the bomb planted there too, just to add insult to injury. So LunatiK getting a Scar 20 on Mason.
And the double op. So the three scope buy from LunatiK. I imagine they're gonna put Mason over on B. No, he's gonna play A. Usually when you pick up a Scar 20 on the site, you can put that man on B by himself and then stack up over at A. Unfortunately, he's going to play over by B by Ticket Booth. And it does look like they're pushing more towards B right now. 2 men towards apartments. Invert's going to get the introductory shot for the round, taking down Steno. It's a 5 versus 4 in favor of LunatiK right now.
Yeah, they're going to be working mid-control here. You do see that they have Disciple still just working from T-spawn, making sure that no CTs get cheeky, try and push through T-spawn, work that flank, as we do see Drossel picking up 2, handled with another one. And now Disciple, he's the last one on the field. We'll see if he can make this expensive, as Mason's going to peek out, and that at least gives up the information that they're playing an auto sniper on A. Honestly, I know this is extremely meta, but I almost wish that Mason pulls back, lets someone else get a frag there, just so they don't give up that card that they have that auto sniper in the back of A.
Yeah, I kind of was thinking the same thing there. He didn't need to get that frag. There was 5, I think it was a clean sweep from their team, so he didn't really need to do that. He could have played back a little bit, but what he could do here is, instead of playing A with it, he could play B, and that's exactly what I think is happening based on what the map is showing me. No, he's still playing over at A. I couldn't tell the difference between the 5 and the 3 on the radar, so he does put that auto over on A, but Disciple with a nice headshot, taking down Invert early in the round, making it a 5 versus 4. Jason R with the push, drops Mason. That's the Scar 20 down. Bluminator's going to respond and take down Disciple, but it's now a 3 versus 4 in favor of Winout, so we might see another round on the board for them, as LunatiK just got their first round. They can't afford to lose now. Handled is going to get 1. Jacobson is dropped. Bluminator another. It's now a 2 versus 2, so nice plays from them, but Planks finding the headshot onto Drossel, making it a 1 versus 2, handled with the AWP versus Planks and Jason R. Jason R at 40 HP, but when you're facing off against an op, really doesn't matter how much HP you have, because unless you get a leg shot, it's pretty much a one-shot kill.
Yeah, 1v2 here. Handled gets the first one. Can he get Planks as well? Hops around the corner, 22 HP, 35 seconds on the clock. He does have a flashbang, a kit, and an AWP. Of course, the dream is real here, as we do see the bomb going down. It is going to be planted for Catwalk, as Planks just playing very close around the corner, and that's not a bad spot to play at all. Unless Handled, he's going to peek up, and he goes down as he tries to swivel to get that jump up, and that's not what LunatiK wanted at all. They just picked up 1 round, and now their bank is pretty much empty. They have Drossel with enough to buy here, and actually it looks like they're just forcing up. They realize they cannot afford to give up any more rounds on the CT side. They're just going for it.
Ultimately, it's that if they win this round, they're doing the opposite to Winout. If they win this round, then Winout's the ones that are broke. So rather than save and have 2 players with ridiculous money next round, they're going to force buy up here, try and take this round, maybe build some momentum up, because they're trying to catch Winout off guard. I don't think Winout's going to expect a buy here based on the fact that they lost 5 in a row, won 1, then lost 1 again. And they could maybe catch them off guard, but right now Winout's been taking all the duels. But it's not necessarily that Winout is outplaying LunatiK, it's that LunatiK is losing duel after duel.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that round especially, Disciple peeking out a window, getting invert, the round previous to this one, really just opened up that A site. Mason tried to get a frag with his auto sniper, but the flank from Connector put him down, and it just all unraveled from there on out. So we are going to see an A side take invert, getting the frag early. Bluminator stuck with a grenade out, and he's going to go down as now a 4v4 situation. Mason will be able to take down Disciple, and coming up through Connector, that's going to be Jason, gets the frag onto Mason. 3v3 situation as, again, the equipment not the greatest on the CT side, but it doesn't matter as Jason, last one alive, 8 HP. He is in a 1v2 situation, bomb down, and he's going to peek up. One taps invert. Easy peasy as now Jason versus Handled. Handled with 100 HP has to make this happen, and he certainly does. Will be able to collect an AWP for his efforts, and that is exactly what LunatiK needed. Some momentum on their side. Still 2-6, but one round at a time. They've got to make it happen here.
I can't help but peek at chat after I see a shot like that just to see people's reactions. Can we take it off sub mode for a second just so we can see that? I want to see what people have to say. I'm sure it's going to be wrecked spam. Even though he ended up getting dropped, that was an impressive one-tap headshot from him. I thought for a second he might get the second. He was lined up for the shot. Instead, though, he does go down. So another round on the board for Adaptation at this point, and the fast push on B here from Winout. Drossel's going to get the first man. Handled gets the second. Invert gets the third. Bluminator getting the fourth. Almost was a team ace there. Invert getting the last kill. Steno is down. Very quick round there from Winout, and obviously that was just pure eco. Let's get the bomb into the site. Maybe we'll get a plant, a frag or two, but they do not get that bomb down. Don't even get a single kill on the round. So they're going to have to eco up yet again here. That's 2 ecos in a row, and this is exactly what Adaptation needed. And I say Adaptation, I mean LunatiK. For those of you joining us, we've said it about 80 times tonight. Adaptation and LunatiK have merged, so they are one and the same. So if I say Adaptation, I'm referring to LunatiK, and that's basically why we keep messing up.
Yeah, and we are going to see some early frags here from Winout, and they have no equipment. Now Jason, he's got an M4 in hand and actually drops invert down very low. Handled, stuck in the fire. Will be able to get out with 15 HP to spare, but Drossel, the only one with full HP. They do successfully nade down Jason. Jacobson and Plank still alive here. One pushing out, and that's going to be Plank's getting a double kill. It's a 1v2 now, and Drossel's just going to stick the bomb. 3 seconds. He doesn't stick it. He peeks out, gets one frag. Can he get Planks as well? Planks goes down. Drossel picks up the round and salvages that one for his team as Winout. Even though they didn't win that round, I'm sure that they wanted to, but that economic damage still is just massive, and they're not going to be able to get the AWP.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a misplay there, maybe. It was smart by Drossel there to jump off that bomb and go for the frag. He probably would have been killed before he got that. That would have been a huge loss for LunatiK there. Instead, Winout gets a 4K and a bomb plant, so they're going to be very rich. And Disciple has a Negev, or is that an M249? Am I seeing things?
Yeah, he has. I'm waiting for him to put. No, it's M4 and M249.
Oh, that's got to be a mistake.
That's got to be a misfire. There's no way that they're this confident, especially the way the rounds have been recently going. Is Handled. We'll be able to pick up a frag here and near the B site. Invert gets one of his own as well. And now 3 terrorists left. Plank's Disciple, Steno, all near this A site, pushing out of A ramp. Invert here, and they've got Mason playing from CT stairs.
Yeah, Disciple's going to get dropped by that AWP from Invert. The M249 is down, so if there was some sort of strange play, we're not going to get a chance to see it. Invert another kill as he takes down Steno, so looks like it's going to be another round for LunatiK as Invert picking up the 4K there. Planks drops Mason, the only kill on the round for Winout. And it's going to be right back into maybe a split buy here as Jacobson and Disciple too broke to buy. The rest of the team could afford to AK up, so I'm not sure exactly what they're going to plan here. And it does look like we're going to see another eco from Winout. The truth is, with 6 rounds on the T side, they're probably pretty content. Maybe they're thinking about, all right, well, if we can get one more, we'll eco up, we'll try and get 7 rounds, make it 8-7 going into half. Then when we switch to the favorite CT side, we'll have that 1 round disadvantage, take the pistol and win out.
Oh my god, Jason. Jesus, he's going to get a beautiful pick there, and Steno picking up one as well onto Bluminator, and this is not the way Adapt wanted, or rather LunatiK wanted this round to go at all, as now Plank's peeking out so aggressively. Invert Handled, last 2 alive, they have AWPs, and Oh my god, Invert gonna make it happen there, but now in a 2v3 situation, that's gonna be handled, taking a frag, but Invert finally going down. Handled 1v2 here as the bomb has been planted. He's got a kit on his side, but tries to land the no-scope, eventually gets the headshot, and now he doesn't know where Disciple is. He imagines he could be near that A side, but he's gonna drop a smoke, gets picked instead, and Disciple takes that round for his team, and that was not meant to happen.
That was basically the round we saw the round before. The previous eco, they went for an A play, they got the bomb down and made it a 1v1, or actually a 1v2. That time, LunatiK had taken it. In this chance, Winout takes it. That was a big round for them. At this point, they can let off the gas for the rest of the half. They're not going to, but 7 rounds T-side on Mirage, more than healthy enough. Disciple's going to go for that peek on ramp and gets dinked for his trouble. He's down to 16 HP early. Steno also getting lit up a little bit, not really sure where that came from. So things not starting out great for Winout here as the man with the AWP is down low already. And I'm curious to see if he's going to try and drop that and give it to somebody else. Jacobson has been pretty good with the AWP thus far, maybe putting it in his hands rather than in Disciple's.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here as he is going to be creeping forward towards connector. Invert gets a frag, tries to get a second, but Jason's not going to let it happen as he does get dropped down to 30 HP. Bluminator now taking his place, though, in window gets the 1 frag, and Drossel gets 1 as well. So this does look like it is a round in the favor of LunatiK as 2 Ts left. We got Disciple, 16 HP, Jacobson, 100 HP on him. They've got a couple flashbangs to work with here, but with 4 fully equipped CTs, and Drossel only one a little bit lit. He's got 73 HP here, so probably not a heck of a lot going to go on in this round, but who knows? I could bite my tongue and we'll see what happens as Bluminator close left on connector here, and he's going to peek out, get that frag. Jacobson last one alive as Disciple was fairly lit, goes down, and now Jacobson, that flash out, beautiful for Bluminator, but took him a second to get that frag. That's a triple kill for him, and unfortunately, or rather, what I was about to say was, he hit a very nice shot early on in that round, dropped Disciple down very, very low, and that really did start off the momentum for them as you just can't really utilize that operator unless you trade it to another player like you were suggesting. He's just got to play so passive with it that they just got caught out in mid and didn't work out in their favor.
Exactly, but because they won that eco round, they can afford to buy up here, and they're going to get Galil's or AKs across the board, a Tech 9 on Jacobson. And they're probably just hoping to get a kill and put a gun in his hands. He's sitting at 300, so he was pretty broke coming into this round. And we are going to see a mid-control play here from Winout. This is big. Mid-control on Mirage, it's kind of like Cash. It gives the team a lot of value on the map. Planks and Disciple are able to get kills early here. Bluminator and Mason down, so it's 5v3. And we're seeing exactly why mid-control is huge. Invert with the AWP, though, is going to take down Planks. Drossel, yet again, a 2K here, slowing down a push. Jason R and Disciple are dropped, making it a 2 versus 2. Drossel has done that time and time again. He did it on Dust2, he did it on Inferno, and he's doing it here on Mirage. Handled with the FAMAS, getting a 2K. He says, Invert, I know you've been pretty good with that AWP, but I don't need you, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and get that defuse. So that's going to be 7-7 now. Coming into round number 15, Winout is going to have to eco. Obviously, they're going to force buy up, but I'm not sure exactly what they're going to be able to pull off. Maybe a Tech 9 armor buy worked out before.
Yeah, exactly. Tech 9 armor, just bum rush B or something like that. Who knows? But they will be able to get some AKs on some of their players, opting to... Instead, Planks has no armor. Disciple, not very many nades, only a flashbang with him. So they're kind of, again, the kitchen sink buy, as Ricky Rath would refer to it as it is going to be a quick push up through a ramp. Steno all the way through here, and Drossel didn't put up much of a resistance. Now he will drop Disciple, and will go down to Jason, though. And Jason, time after time, showing his worth with that deagle, just hitting his shots, and... we are in the last round of this half. They are going to take control of A site, which is Winout here. And we'll see if they can make anything else happen as Invert trying to... does get that beautiful flick shot onto Jacobson. That was up in Palace, and now his location's known. He's going to get taken out by Steno. But this is now a 3v3 situation.
Yeah, Mason here with the flank. The nice shot onto Jason R. Handled, takes down Steno, and Mason cleaning up the last man standing. That's Plank. The flank there from Mason was big, able to take that man down over on ramp, and that really opens things up. So LunatiK, after starting out very rough, does take the first half 8-7, but not exactly ideal, despite the fact that that was a comeback, in my opinion, and they did set a bit of a good tempo there towards the end. They can't be happy with the fact that they have such a close score on the pretty CT-sided Mirage.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Winout's going to be feeling really good. 7 rounds in their pocket and heading into the CT side here. If they can pick up pistol, that would be massive for them, as again, if you have proper CT side on this map, if you've been practicing and you're well coordinated, it really is a CT sided map. So we'll find out here momentarily if Winout has what it takes to close out this map number 3, or if Team LunatiK can come back on the lesser favored side of Mirage here, as we are now live into the pistol round. If we take a look at the equipment on the board, we got 2 Molotovs on Planks and Jason, actually Jacobson with one as well. So they are planning on covering some real estate with that, preventing the rushes here. They do have a smoke grenade and a kit on Steno as well.
Yeah, and we talked about it in the first half, that Tech 9 really strong on pistol rounds, not a single one on the board. Armor across for 3 players, Drossel, Invert, and Handled. Pretty standard buy here from LunatiK. They're going for a fake, it looks like, and I don't think that Winout is falling for it. In fact, it's quite the opposite. They already have 3 men over by B. Jason R says, don't worry about it, guys. I got this all by myself. The P2K getting 2 kills for him early, dropping Invert and Drossel. Handled is able to find the head of Disciple, but it's now a 3 versus 4, and the CTs are already here. Jason R getting another one. That's a 3K on the round. Steno finding the body, and then the head of Handled. Mason finally ends Jason R's killing spree, but it's a triple kill for him, and it's down to the last man standing, which is Mason. So a nice round here from Winout in the pistol. They really needed to win this. They needed to continue what they had started originally in the first half, getting that early lead before they let Adaptation / LunatiK come back a little bit here. Steno's going to finish off the last man standing. That is Mason. So a good round there for Winout, a nice pistol, and they're definitely going to be pumped coming into their first bye here, knowing exactly what they need to do. It's in their name.
Yeah, exactly. And if you would want one player on your lineup for a pistol round, like Invert, to be honest with you, he is one of those CT gods with the USP on pistol rounds, but time and time again, we've seen Jason just do work, and that pistol round was massive for him. If he just held B so easily, like you said, basically holding it alone until all of his teammates showed up. They finally finished up the party, but we do see Winout taking that first round, and we do see a full armor Tech 9 buy from LunatiK, and this is a scary situation for Winout, and Drossel trying to spam his heart out onto Steno isn't going to work, though, and Disciple get the frag. This is not the round that LunatiK wanted at all, as now there's a lot of lit CTs, and that's going to be one frag here for Bluminator. If he can take down Disciple, that's going to be massive as well. Now has a scout in hand, but jumps out into connector, fully blind, will go down to the Pro 90 of Jason, and now we have another round on the board and a round lead for Winout.
Even though they got those 2 frags, that was a really bad round from LunatiK. The only reason they got it is Bluminator got a little bit lucky. They don't really seem to have much for this map. Their B take was basically just storm it, and then their A take, that was a pretty much default strategy, smoke CT cross. And even though Winout misplayed it by not pushing up towards triple or pipe box in sight and falling back behind the smoke towards ticket booth, they still just had perfect positioning for it. And ultimately, they ended up taking that round. Even though it was an anti-eco, you can't really put much value on that. The Tech 9 armor buy is just completely insane because you don't even have to stop. You just run and shoot and get crazy headshots. But we do see LunatiK setting up for a B play here, and they're just walking into that smoking apartment. So we'll see what happens here in round number 18.
Yeah, we're going to see Jason get a lot of frags here as finally Drossel is able to convert, and now Invert getting one as well, but that's going to be about all, as I was so close to sneezing as they were pushing out of apartments. I'm like, please don't hand it back to me, please, 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 please. I was like, and then it never happened. I got to continue. So anyhow, that was a lot of fun, and that's going to be Winout 10-8 now, as they're looking to close this out, and this is looking a little bit bleak here. If LunatiK can't make something happen on this oh-so-important gun round, they are going to be pretty demoralized here, as it is definitely an uphill battle, especially with the way Winout's been playing the CT side thus far. We'll see if they can make the same action happen, the same frags happen on this gun round. Again, so important for LunatiK, as we do see Bluminator and Handle. They're going to be peeking out top mid, but Steno, the god of smokes, just shoots right through the smoke and takes Handle's head off.
Has LunatiK gotten a bomb plant yet? I don't think they did in either of these 2 rounds. Bluminator with the AK is able to take out Jacobson from connector, and a nice shot on the planks, opening up the A bomb site. The reason I ask, though, is if you look at the nade situation, they can't really properly set up an A take because they lack the smokes and flashes. And ultimately, that's a money game. And Bluminator, not really caring too much, is going to get a 3K before being traded out by Jason R. Steno takes down Invert and Draw Soul. So Steno and Jason are doing some pretty decent damage here. Mason, the last man standing. He's got full HP. Scratch that. He's down to 58, geez. And here comes the Ninja Defuse. Double flash. There's no way he's going to be able to get this. He's dropped by Steno. So a nice play there from Winout. Fully prepared to just stick the bomb despite the lack of kit. And I'm a little confused why there isn't a kit, considering Jason has $5,800.
Yeah, no doubt. That's maybe a mistake that won't be taken advantage of from LunatiK there. And quite honestly, that plant wasn't even for Palace. It was right in a position where, again, he could stick that. Mason was forced to run pretty much halfway out of the balcony again, and it was smoked off as well. So last one alive. Obviously, he didn't plan to be the last one alive, so it's not like he was mistaken positioning completely, but definitely didn't have a huge chance in making that happen, especially after that smoke grenade was dropped.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes you take the plant you can get, and that was the plant that LunatiK was given. They were able to get the bomb plant in, and I think the planter died, making it that 2 versus 2. So, yeah, it wasn't necessarily ideal positioning, and he really just got caught off guard. If they were going to plant there, he should have gone Cubby or maybe Tetris.
Yeah, exactly. And there was a couple options, but it is what it is, and Bluminator seems to be hitting his stride, and better late than never, right, as he's going to be hitting some nice shots here. Got a triple, I believe, in that last round there, but early on in the first half, Bloom had next to 0 kills until I think it was 4 or 5 rounds in, but this is not going the way that these T's have hoped, as now Invert in a 1v3 drops down to Sandwich. They're going to hear that, though, and his location is definitely going to be known, as now peeking out is Jacobson. Tries to take that frag, but just peeking from all angles all at once. That's exactly what the doctor ordered, and Invert is put to the grave, as now Winout 12-8 in the scoreline.
I love the way that Planks played that. He peeked from underneath the balcony, and I think he got 1. They came in for the trade out, and he had already creeped his way up on ladder. So they came around the corner, got a mild flash. They were blinded, but they sprayed exactly where he would have been. But because he was already up on the balcony, they just wasted their time. He got taken down from behind, so a nice play from them. And the crossfire was there. They were just basically baiting out that last man standing. It's going to be a bit of a force up here. We see LunatiK picking up 3 Galils and 2 AKs. Smokes 4 of them, but only 2 flashbangs, and they're going to just push out of apartments here. Mason's going to drop Steno. Jacobson responds, taking him down, and here comes some smokes onto the site, and they are definitely making an A play right now. All 4 players are out. There's only 1 man over in that B bomb site, but bomb is going to get planted here, and it's going to be a retake for Winout as smokes just rain across the map. Invert with a nice headshot from the Galil, and this is a great play from LunatiK thus far, really just taking the site without much of a fight.
Yeah, exactly, and that plant position is beautiful for their A-ramp play here, as Invert will be able to pick up another one. 2 players left, and now Jason, 1v3, is going to peek out, tries to take out Invert, works the spray a little bit, but now forced to switch to a pistol, and that's going to be the end of him, as that plant, where we saw them go, they had 1 firebox, they had 3, it looked like, towards A-ramp, no one up in Palace. I imagine that was what they were intending in the other round, where Mason was stuck in a 1v2 and was smoked out there, so that was a beautiful round by them. They smoked out that exact location for the plant, fell back to their post-plant positions, and made it happen. So 9 rounds on the board for, almost said Adapt again, but for LunatiK, and we'll see if they can make another one happen here, as if they go down, and actually, if we take a look at it, these rounds have been close enough that there were 5 round wins in a row, and we see an eco from Winout.
Yeah, look at that. I wouldn't have expected that based on what they've been doing thus far, but I guess that the rounds they've been winning have just been so close that when push comes to shove and they need to buy up, they're not going to be able to, but doesn't even matter. Disciple is going to get one. That's Infert down early. He's going to get into a duel with Blue Maniator, dropping down to 60 HP. He's going to go for that AK. Meanwhile, Jason R was dropped, so it is a 4 versus 4, and they just gave up B. Somewhat of a wise play, to be perfectly honest. They let them take B, maybe go for the retake, get some frags while they're at it. Planks is going to drop Bluminator, and Disciple with his AK creeping around the corner. Gets a little loud, and unfortunately can't find the shot onto Mason, who's down to 1 HP. That's got to be frustrating, as he thought he had him here. Jacobson pushing through the smoke, gets spotted out by Handle. Drawsoul finishing off Planks. So Mason escapes by the hair on his chinny chin. And we're going to be looking at a 12-10 scoreline in favor of Winout, but they got to be a little bit worried here as LunatiK is finally starting to find their rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. As we are going to see some rifles on the board for Winout now. Jacobson stuck with the FAMAS purely because he wanted to get a couple more nades in there. Has a smoke grenade, has a flashbang. Probably could have opted against the head armor. That being said, we do see Mason, Bluminator. They do have Galil, so that would make those a little bit more effective. But regardless, minute 30 on the clock. We've got the bomb over towards B Apartments. Mid control taking place as Mason, Bluminator working a fast cat. This is going to be a split B take, and we'll see if they can execute it well. As Jason, he's going to be here, is going to be dropping that incendiary, but isn't going to work out as Mason, he will be able to drop 2, as Jason was able to take down Bluminator, but now a 4v3 situation. Trying to retake very early on. We see Jacobson already through the smoke, and this is actually a very nice position for him to be in, as they do not expect him to already be in sight. Steno will be able to get the first frag. That's from Catwalk, and now we're going to see Mason gets Steno, 2v3 situation. Planks pushing it aside. They all go down at once, and now LunatiK looking to bring this back as Mason with a 4K. That's going to be 11 rounds on the board and 1 round away from tying it up. We're going to see an eco here from Winout as well.
Yeah, it looks like LunatiK has found the chink in the armor for Winout, and they are taking B with pretty much ease. They're not really having any problems, and the whole point of that is they're taking mid control. You actually heard it over voice comms in game that Winout is not too pleased with the way they are giving up mid early here. But Bluminator is going to start things out nicely in round number 24 for LunatiK. Take down Planks, and Mason coming in to help out is going to drop Steno. Invert gets 1 in mid before Jacobson takes him down, so that's going to be an op in the hands of Winout, and he might just opt to save it at this point. That's going to be a big get for them. Mason, meanwhile, taking down Jason R, so it's Jacobson, the last man standing with an AWP, and he's actually playing this kind of interestingly. He could get into Palace and just sit there. I don't think they necessarily expect him to be there, but look at Handled. Handled is actually pushing. Is Jacob going to hear him? Jacobson hears him. He knows he's there, so he's got to come around this corner and hit this shot. Otherwise, that's going to be a huge loss if he can't hold on to this AWP. Nice no-scope from Jacobson, playing the angle perfectly. He's going to go for a repeat on the man and T-spawn. That was Bluminator, and unfortunately, he can't even spot him out. So Jacobson not able to hold on to that AWP. Maybe he was hoping it was going to be a B play, and he went into Palace. And if they didn't play that aggressively, if they assumed, well, we're planning A, he's probably going to hide over in B, he could have lived there. He could have survived. Instead, loses that AWP, takes down 1 with him. Not that it really matters. They're still able to buy up an AWP here on Disciple, but it is a glass cannon, meaning no armor.
Yeah, exactly, and I think LunatiK's going to be very happy that they were able to strip that AWP out of his hands, as 12-12 is a scoreline. They were able to get an AWP on Disciple, but definitely would have been a lot less expensive. They were able to save that weapon. It's going to be an A-side play. Once again, Drawsoul dropping down into Underpass here. The rest of the players are going to be utilizing the A entrances, as we do see Mason. He's posted up in Palace. Coming out through A ramp is 3 of the terrace, though, and this take is underway now. Drawsoul, again, playing that flank position. Jason not pushing out too much, yeah, he's getting aggressive, but sorry, I'm just watching Drawsoul attempting to get this frag onto Jason. Eventually, Jason, though, goes back to Cat. Drawsoul pushes up connector, gets the frag there, and a 2v2 situation as Drawsoul and Mason, last 2 alive, or 2v4 rather. I think I said 2v2, but I was all over the place in that round.
Yeah, a little bit. There was a little bit of confusion there. There were players jumping around in smoke grenades. Not really sure. I think Bluminator got lost in one. But that was what Winout really needed. They needed to get that round, start to settle themselves down a little bit here. If they can win this round, they'll be very happy. Take it to 14-12. And then the money on LunatiK is going to be pretty rough around the edges. They might be able to buy up a gun or two as they are picking up ops in this round. And Bluminator is going to get into a duel early with Disciple. No, Disciple doesn't peek. What did I just see?
Yeah, interesting. As we will continue here, we see Steno pushing up mid, and he could catch Bluminator off guard if he makes a step noise at all. Jumping over top, now sees him. Bluminator in a very awkward position, needs to land this no-scope, tries to go for it, misses it. Steno still alive, 20 HP. They're trying to get him down, and finally they do. Bluminator tried his best to make that happen, but unfortunately for him, will go down, and that's a very important frag for Winout here, is now no AWP on the field. Invert's wanting to, I'm sure he's just like, oh, I'd love to go over and grab that, but he's going to play it safe. He has the bomb near A ramp here, as the rest of the T's are actually heading, they're very spread out around the map, to say the least. Drossel pushed up Mason. That is a great frag by him, taking down Steno. And now we are evening things up, but Disciple back again. Makes it a 4v3 as Drossel tried to peek up in 2B, but Invert making it happen, takes a ramp control, and now they have Handled coming from Connector as well.
I feel like I'm watching professional ping pong. It's just these rounds are going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You see Mason tagging down Jason R, but Disciple gets the smoke shot on the handle. Probably wasn't even going for him, probably was going for the bomb planter. Invert is able to take down Planks, make it a 1 versus 2. And honestly, if you wanted a man in a 1v2, you'd want it to be this guy. Disciple has a lot of experience, a very clutch player, unfortunately not able to make it happen. He just gets obliterated by flashbangs and grenades, so that is a tie score now. Winout and LunatiK here, 13-13 on the third and final map. Every game has been close. We saw 16-12 on Dust2, 16-13 on Inferno, and we have another good one here in map number 3. This is insane.
I'm going to feel like a god if this ends at 16-13. Because look at this. This is an eco for Winout. This should, in theory, be another round for LunatiK, but we're getting a little bit of
Are you lagging?
Network issues here. To be honest with you, my connection between me and the GoTV server, I can see like the variance is going like crazy. But
yeah, me too. They're claiming it might be DDoS. We don't really know. We never want to say that word for sure. But the server is struggling right now. The server is bouncing all over the place. So we're just going to take a mild pause.
As far as I know, this is the GoTV server rather than, I don't think, like, technically they are two different entities. So even though we're having issues on the GoTV, I think that it might be one of the players maybe specifically that's having issues. I could be wrong, though.
They run on the same IP address.
Okay, gotcha. So there you go. It is all on the same thing. So yeah, the server is, to say the least, it is melting. It is melting.
My rates are in the red, back and forth. It's like watching like McDonald's themed Christmas lights. I'm seeing it go from yellow to red quite a bit.
Yeah, no doubt. It is jumping around here. So we are taking a quick pause as, generally speaking, it's usually the players that are getting attacked, but someone, I guess, maybe managed to figure out the server information. I don't really know what's going on, but they look to be ready as they're not too worried about it. My variance is still going mad right now, but apparently they're going to YOLO into it, and we're going to have the CT side win out. They're going to only have pistols at this point, so not going to be forcing up, I don't believe, because why would they? They're going to be saving for that 14th round to buy out. Then they do have a little bit of utility and smoke grenade from Planks. He's going to be launching that off into, I believe that was in a ramp. As now getting aggressive here. 2 players in Palace for the CT side. Mid control for the T's. Mason, the only one near A. And if Planks and Steno get aggressive, they might be able to get control of T-spawn a little bit. But actually, no, Invert. Playing with an op right from T-spawn, he is making sure that that is not the case.
Ooh, and Jason R, did you see that dink shot on the handle? My God, not able to get the kill. Mason takes one down. Invert connecting onto Plank's face. Jacobson is going to get one. That's going to make it a 3 versus 4, handled down to 21 HP, but the bomb is dropped. Jacobson's going to polish him off, make it a 3 versus 3. And now Jason R with the P250. He's been a pistol god so far. He's going to spot these men out in sight. Goes for the duel, can't take it, but he's going to let his team know. Mason is there in sight, dropping him down to 14 HP. Not able to get the kill. Invert gets one, meanwhile, as does Drossel. So that's 14-13 in favor of LunatiK. And they've got to be pleased to have that lead back.
Oh man, yeah, they gotta be just jumping for joy. They're not. The thing is, again, we've talked about this so many times, closing a map. Like, you've now got the round lead. Let's finish this game. They have been picking win out apart in the last. They've gotten, let's see here, they got 4 in a row, lost 1, now have 2 in a row. So they definitely did find the strategies that are kind of picking apart win out in certain regards. And we're going to see Mason, is he going to get the frag here? Will be able to take down Planks and still 52 HP on himself. So that's a very important frag here, as now the bomb is in top mid, taking mid control are the T's, and Invert hitting a sick shot onto Jacobson. That was from Palace, and now 5v3. This would put LunatiK on map point, but Disciple, he has something to say about it. He's going to put down Bluminator, but that's going to be, and Steno, he's going to take down Mason as well. So 3v3, as quickly as things went one direction, we're now back in the other.
I still give the slight nod to LunatiK based on the armor and HP right now, but Drossel's gonna be a big man here, and oh my god, Disciple with the FAMAS headshot taking him down. Steno taking down Invert as well. Handled is gonna have to come up huge here, otherwise we're gonna be tied at 14-14, and this match is insane. It's all down to this last man standing here. Handled over by Window. He juked him, making him think he's jumping out mid. Steno could get caught off guard. Steno somehow lives and gets the kill. What am I watching? How did Handled not get that? Oh my goodness. He's got to be frustrated.
Steno.
The whole team of LunatiK probably just a big old question mark in their minds right now. And that is a tie score. Coming into round 29, it is 14-14. And both of these teams are just giving it their all, and they're at a point where whoever loses this is going to eco. So there is so much weight on this round outside of the fact that it's going to make it 15-14 for the third and final map. It's the fact that the final round is going to be an anti-eco for one of these teams.
Yeah, this is insane. This is just, again, a testament to the level, like the matches, how close they've been in this tournament so far. We've just been seeing so many close maps, so many overtimes. This is just, again, a testament to how close these guys are in skill and talent. So Bluminator will be able to take down Steno. That was near Connector there. So very important frag is now in a 5v4 situation. No AWP on the CT side. They're forced to utilize only rifles here. Nice flashbang by Planks, but Mason's going to be able to dodge that pretty handily as he is trying to juke his way just to get over to Tetris here. That grenade, see, I hate grenade physics in this game. He's up on a box, therefore takes 0 damage from a grenade exploding in his face. Regardless, Jacobson will be able to take down Handled. Bluminator fires back, but Planks and Disciple, they're going to put the T's down to only 2 players, and 35 seconds on the clock. They are severely separated.
That was nice nade play from Win out there. They flashed out from ladder room and peeked mid, but Invert's going to try and even things up here. He gets the nice headshot onto Planks. Bomb is down mid, though. So that one man in mid, that's Drossel. Drossel needs to get this kill, and he doesn't take it. It's down to Invert. Invert has been hitting shot after shot. Top fragger on the map. 15 seconds. They're probably just going to book it and get out of there, and wisely so. That's going to make it 15-14 in favor of Win out.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating here as LunatiK coming back to now they've given the match point away. They came so close to closing things out, and now if they want to come back here, they're going to overtime. And Win out, they just want to close it as well. So again, we'll see if Win out has what it takes to fully close out this match. That's something that we've had multiple teams just struggling to get that last round. So this is going to be a pretty much Tech-9 across the board buy from LunatiK, and boy oh boy do they need those RNG headshots. Here comes the T's as they are going to be working into this A site here, and the server is lagging a little bit. That's not fun at all, but they have taken control of site, at least momentarily here. They are going to try and get that bomb down, but now only 3 T's alive. 5v3 retake. This should be pretty easy for Win out to retake here, as Drossel will be able to get one, making it a 2v3. Can they make it happen? All 3 CTs coming from the same location, but Drossel gets dropped, and that is going to be our match. Ladies and gentlemen, Win out will be securing this best of 3 and moving on in the upper bracket of our tournament. LunatiK, You'll probably see them again. Hopefully, we'll get another broadcast when they're in the lower bracket. We'll see how they can do down there. They're going to be playing best of ones until they can make it out of that lower bracket, if they do make it out. And again, guys, that is going to be all for us tonight. That best of 3 was so close. 16-14, and it went the opposite direction that I had predicted, but regardless, win out. They deserved that map, and they took it handily, especially in that last round. That definitely went their way on that retake. So guys, thanks again for joining us. We have our Twitter giveaway that's going to be going on sometime tonight. We'll be doing the roll for that and announcing the winner. So follow me at official sprawl, and then twitter.com/GoRGNTV for the other account. Retweet the Deagle hand cannon minimal wear skin, and that's all you need to do. Follow and retweet, and you are good to go. So I am Sprawl. Buck, got any closers for us?
How do you cap up a game like that?
I know,
we saw one map go to 28 rounds, another map go to 29, the final map goes to 30. That was insane. If you look at the math, there was only 9 rounds total separating the teams in all of those wins, because it was 16-12, 16-13, 16-14. Just a testament to how close every single one of these games have been so far. We have a wonderful tournament already on our hands in the early brackets. I can't wait to see what happens later in this tournament. But guys, thank you so much for all the support. I have been Bach. With me is Sprawl. You can follow me on Twitter as well. I'm not doing any fancy giveaways tonight, but if you hang around, you might catch one in the next couple days. It's at Bach_TV. Thank you so much for joining us, and it's been a pleasure casting with Sprawl like 8 times in a row. Hopefully we get to keep this Wombo combo running.
It's been great. No, it's been fantastic. The pleasure's all mine, my friend.
All right, well, that's going to be it for us, guys. So hang out in chat, and we will get you the details about the Twitter giveaway, who the winner is. I'm sure it'll be spammed out, but that was Win Out winning 2-1, taking it to round number 30 in the final map over Adaptation, who is now LunatiK. So thank you so much, guys, and take it easy.